Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're finally here in the round of 16 for NADCL. It is, of course, MLP Dota, joined by, well, I can't say John X5 because John is a bit busy this morning. However, I found an even better analyst. You're wondering who could be better than John? Well, the literal reincarnate of Keanu Reeves. I have Forge Dota here. Forge, how the hell are you feeling this morning?
Well, it's nighttime over here, Mike, but I'm feeling pretty goddamn good. Thank you anyway. I don't know about the literal reincarnation of Keanu, and no one is better than John, but I'm really glad to be working with you again, man. It's been a long time.
It has been a very, very long time. If you don't believe me, go to Forge Dota on Twitter. Have a look at that profile photo. If that isn't Keanu Reeves, I don't know who is. Don't don't be so modest. Don't be so modest, Forge. Regardless of that, though, we're getting into the draft. Witch Doctor GG and Blue Pikachu. Now, this is the round of 16 best of 3. The thing is here, Forge. The winner of this will go straight to the group stage, and they will be competing for that prize pool. But more importantly, they'll be competing for the fame, the possible sponsorships that could come in. And this is the whole point of the league, right? It's not necessarily about money. It's more so about trying to get your name out there, trying to get some potential sponsors, and making it to the bigger leagues, maybe a minor, maybe a major. You never know. There is one team that recently made it to a minor, and that is Team ROOONS, which is led by BSJ. But one of these teams could be the secondary team that, makes it to a minor.
Yeah, I mean this whole league that's going on here is going to be really good for growing NA as a region. It's been, I don't want to say stale, but a little samey for a while. We've had, pretty much the same top 3 teams for a while. Optic definitely coming out of nowhere last year and kind of giving us a little bit of fresh air. So PPD, shout out to that guy starting this whole thing, getting rid of just like the standards of just EG complexity and then like a couple of others floating around. Now we're going to get hopefully a lot more new blood, and that's only ever going to be good for the scene. Really
Yeah.
exciting to see what happens and what comes out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. Forge, we've already started the draft. Io, the first pick for WitchDoctor.gg. Witch Doctor Necrophos coming out from Blue Pikachu. I like the Necrophos pick for Blue Pikachu personally because if you go with the Necrophos Io together, it pretty much is just unkillable. So they do pick up the Necro themselves, and then we see a Gyrocopter. So then you have that combination of the Io Gyro, which is probably even worse for the side of Pikachu. How are you feeling so far about this draft?
I'm really liking this Witch Doctor draft so far. Opening with Io, I mean, he's just one of those heroes that like is first banned in top tier Dota for a reason. He's very strong. He keeps a lot of cores alive that shouldn't be alive. And Gyrocopter is just one of those heroes that it feels like it's pretty much made for IO. You get that free Ags at 15, so extra DPS coming out, that sustain for the squishier hero. And Gyro is so good against Necrophos because most of the time, he just pops that Ghost Shroud, runs away. But as soon as you do that, you're going to get run down with Rocket Barrage. You're going to get hit with the call down. Spirits coming out of you as well. It's not going to be an easy Necrophos game. That being said, I do like the Witch Doctor pickup that Blue Pikachu has gone for. That cask is going to be really, really annoying for the IO to deal with. He's going to have to be very careful with his positioning to not stun up his Gyrocopter. This Tree Net Protector on the flip side, though, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out because on one side, you have good BKB piercing disable to like control up that Gyrocopter. But on the flip side, the living armor is going to get just shredded by that rocket barrage. So a bit of a 50-50 toss-up. We'll have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and as you've been speaking about that, 2 more picks coming out very quickly. The Ogre Magi, the Phantom Lancer, of course, very popular, but the Ogre seems to be popping up more often recently. At the very least, I've been seeing it more often. I suppose the Bloodlust is back with the Gyro. It's just going to work really well in conjunction with that IO as well. I don't know. Is this just getting worse for Blue Pikachu? I mean, they picked the PL into the Gyro as well, which it's sort of a counter, right? Like that Flak Cannon is going to burst out those illusions.
The PL Gyro thing has like this really weird kind of curve to it where in the early game, it's definitely Gyro favored, but as it goes later and later and the PL gets tankier and tankier, you only have 9 flat cannon shots every 30 seconds. So, I mean, as long as once PL gets like a heart, that 25 talent where he's doppelganging every 3 or 4 seconds, it's going to be really difficult to burst him down and focus him down. And they don't really have like good jump and lockdown. The Brewmaster is going to help a little bit with that. They're looking to set like this early team fight presence. It looks like Ogre's going to be there to buff up the gyro. You're going to have this Brewmaster online with his ulti, clearing out the illusions with the dispel magic from the Storm Panda. So that'll help a lot. But if you don't end the game, or if you don't have this huge advantage by like 30 minutes, I'm worried that this PL is going to just kind of last through that initial initiation and then be able to chase you down one by one.
Well, it's a very good point. Forge, last pickup now for Witch Doctor GG. Not much reserve time left for them, but they'll let it tick out just a bit. And I do wonder how they're going to finish this off. It does appear they need somewhat of a mid laner. Blue Pikachu,
Yeah,
perhaps the same.
I like these bands right now on Blue Pikachu. The Ember, the Zeus, TA. TA comes online really quick. Zeus clears the illusions, even going into the late game. Same with the Ember Spirit. So I do really like the bands. They've been dealing with that PL pick very well. You could maybe think about grabbing something like an Invoker here for Witch Doctor. It's a little bit scary because it runs counter to that timing that you want, but it will give you some late game surety and some AoE control. The Radial Deafening Blast is really good against the PL. The Cataclysm when you have like the Necrophos locked up, that kind of stuff. But we'll see what they want to go for here.
Not much time left. They'll go for the Dragon Knight pick. I guess the Breathe Fire still kind of works, but I mean, DK, very tanky. Once you drain all that mana with the Diffusal Blade, you can't really kill him, right? Like the Phantom Lancer, sure, you can deal a lot of damage, again, with that mana burn from the Diffusal, but once that's gone, once the mana's gone, he's just going to stand there and be like, what are you doing? You can't kill me. Unless, of course, Necrophos is there, but...
Yeah, I really like this pick from Witch Doctor. It sets that early game pace that they were looking for as well. It's another great pushing hero. Gonna help them take down towers, deal with that Treant, right? Treant's a hero that wants to keep his towers alive for as long as possible. But when you have this really good 5-man that Witch Doctor has that just groups up and forces down towers, the Treant's not really as good, right? He's better at like stalling out slow pushes, stopping the siege and the chip damage, but when you have a concentrated 5-man push, that's where he falls apart a little bit. As well, he's going to naturally build a Mjolnir to deal with the Phantom Lancer. That shield is going to be huge because, like he said, he's going to be super tanky. He's not going to die, and he's going to be bouncing a bunch of lightning chains around. So I really like this last pick from them.
Yeah, it is fantastic. It's going to be a problem, but Blue Pikachu, they come out with the Alchemist. Forge, I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of the Alchemist picks, personally, but... It kind of works half the time, and the other half it doesn't. Do you think this is a good Alchemist game?
I think it's an okay Alchemist game. I don't think it's an auto win Alchemist game, but what's going to happen here is they're just going to trade farm in the mid lane, right? Both of them are going to get their own farm. It's not going to be a whole lot of like kill potential, but anytime Alchemist just gets a farm lane, he's fine, right? He's going to pull super far ahead. You've got 4 heroes that have really, really good ags to give on your team. So you have some really good late game surety. The trouble I worry about is that you have a lot of greed coming out now, right? Alchemist needs to AFK farm for a while. So does PL. He needs a lot of items to come online. Diffusal by itself isn't really enough anymore. You really need that Diffusal +1, whether that be the Manta or the Heart. And Io is a natural Spirit Vessel builder to counter out that Alchemist. So a little bit worrisome, but I think it's really going to come down to the execution.
Yep, it's going to be a fun game, to say the least. Like, we're going to see some pretty high-level NA Dota, I'm sure. And we'll see who does come out on top. For game number 1, of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is a best of 3, don't forget. So this won't be the be-all, end-all for the losing team of game 1. They will have a secondary chance in game 2 to try and push it to a game 3. But for the moment, let's have a look to see what happens here. By the way, Forge, I was told, thankfully, before I screw it up, that they prefer 8, the player 8 that's playing the IO, they prefer him to be called Hachiko, apparently. So thank you for pointing that out, Witch Doctor GG. So we'll just call him Hachiko.
Hachiko.
Is that, what does that even mean? I think it's Japanese, right?
It's honestly it is a name that sounds familiar. I've heard of him before in the NA scene. I just can't remember exactly why. Um, I feel bad for admitting that, but um, it's been a while since I've covered NA scene, but it definitely sounds familiar. I'll if I remember or if I manage to find my notes somewhere, I will let you know.
Thank you, Forge. It's good to see you've been taking notes, by the way. I probably should start
Oh,
doing that as well.
you have to take notes, man, because you're gonna get like I've only been doing this a year, and already it's like, wait, I covered this team like a while ago, and they did this and that back then. Can you imagine like what it's gonna be a year, 2 years from now? All those games we're gonna cover, it's gonna be insane.
Well, luckily for us, Forge, Hachiko has reconnected. Hopefully, we'll get to unpause very soon. I'm very intrigued to see how this turns out. There's the go
Yeah,
signs.
he did you notice too that he's a level 23 IO?
I
This
did.
man knows what he's doing. He is like, there's not a whole lot of heroes that I've seen that are fully maxed out on their Dota Plus things, but level 23 is something that's something scary.
It is. It's that IO where you see him being picked in the pubs and you see that level and you just roll your eyes and you brace yourself for the minus 25 MMR that you're going to receive.
Yeah.
Chives is freaking out. By the way, I've got to point out, Forge, that Treant line, which I think is an inside joke from Valve, I find it quite hilarious that I'm really freaking out because I do think they're pointing towards, the tree perhaps smoking something that's making him
Oh yeah.
freak out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
30 seconds to battle.
We're gonna find demo here, but
Yeah.
looks like the IO has managed to give that backup he needs.
Yeah, I don't think Demo's
I
going to
love the
contest.
voice chat lines. So
Yeah, it's fantastic. Demo may actually contest this, although he is going to be up against 3 heroes and probably thinks better of it. They're going to go to the top lane instead and try to take that bounty rune, so we'll keep an eye on that. Yamsun
The battle begins.
looks like he should be able to grab it, and he will do so. Meanwhile, bot lane, they do grab their own rune, so it'll be a 2 for 2. And they'll just go back to their lanes.
yeah, you try and secure 3 runes if you can when you have an alchemist on your team. Like he just gets so much from it. So good attempt from Blue Pikachu, but unfortunately that top rune does get contested as well, and just gonna be a nice 2 for 2 split.
We'll keep an eye out for the 5-minute mark as well. We'll see how much they prioritize that, but it's like you said, when you've got an alchemist, it's just those runes so important, so valuable. And we'll keep an eye out at 5 minutes, see how much they prioritize that. Meanwhile, bot lane, Demo going for the level 1 flak cannon.
It's just good harass. You're not really gonna see the rocket barrage be too effective because normally they're, especially as a necro, you're gonna be kind of in the creeps, not gonna be able to dish out as much damage. So it's nice just for cheap harass. You spam out the flak cannon, costs you not a whole lot of mana, and you can get some okay harass out of it.
He already has. Chives already down to 1 tango. Sorry, versatile, I meant to say, but mind you, that is a Necrophos. He'll be able to heal that up quite easily with the Death Pulse.
Yep. Already got the magic stick online as well too, so gonna be nice to get that burst heal. I do like what Io's doing though. Just every time he knows Tether's off cooldown, just trying to break these trees so that you don't get the roots that are coming out now.
That is actually quite clever. To be expected of a level 23 Io. And you see Versatile falling very, very low, already using that Ghost Shroud. Try and get back up a bit with that Death Pulse. And he will salve up as well.
That actually kind of hurts, because normally you'd like to grab the Heartstopper so that you can get some just like nice slow residual harass against the lane partners. But now, level 3, you're almost always going to grab that Death Pulse for more heals, slash more damage. So it's going to be till at least level 4 until that Heartstopper comes online. And that can be kind of painful.
Chives?
Mid lane though. Oh,
I'm just going to get rocketed up on Chives, and he'll be alright. Mid lane, you were talking about Forge?
I was looking at the CS. 14-4 on this Dragonite for the 7-0. This lane is not favoring this Alchemist at all. He is having a very difficult time.
A versatile bot lane. He will end up dropping, and Demo will actually pick up the first blood for himself on the gyro. And now Chives actually continues moving forward. They don't have a sentry down, but Demo will find it anyway. He didn't go invis in time. A double kill going to the gyrocopter. Not the greatest start to give away.
And now all that whole left side has been cleared out of trees as well. So, and they've already got the sentry on the right side. Really, really good foresight from them. They know that they're going to clear out this left side with that tether, so they get the sentry down preemptively because they know that that's where Treant's going to be forced to play. And now they've got that fully covered.
And again, it's kind of hard to see the side of Pikachu being able to really win this bot lane out now. In fact, where is our Treant? He's walking his way down. But yeah, Chives is going to have a real rough time without those trees. And look at Versatile. He can't sustain this kind of damage coming out. Like, he's got Ghost Shroud up again in another 5 seconds, but he's starting to run out of region. Yeah, he actually might be. The Rocket Barrage getting a bit unlucky with it, but the Rocket Flare following the Spirits as well. He needs to heal up right now. Versatile, he will make it just in time, but he was forced to salve up. So another 100 gold pretty much going to waste. And Versatile now 1 Tango left to sustain this lane.
Just what I've been waiting for.
Laning phase going very well in favor of Witch Doctor right now. They're winning mid, they're winning bot. We haven't really checked in with top lane yet, but looking at the CS, looks like they're having a decent time up there as well. 15-5 on this Brewmaster, 13-3 for Ryan Ree.
Well, it's one of those things, right? With the Brewmaster, you just drunken haze the PO and you can't right click.
Yeah. They just have such good run at you lanes, right? You've got this Brewmaster Ogre who's like, they're both incredibly tanky. You've got the Bloodlust for trading. You've got the Clap and the, like you said, the Mischance. DK just runs at this Alchemist and doesn't care. And of course, we've been seeing down bottom what they're able to do there.
So what do you do if you're blue Pikachu? Like, you've pretty much lost every single lane. Generally speaking, that usually means you're going to have a pretty bad mid game. How do you recover if you're going to have this much of a bad laning phase?
You got to look for, I would say team fight, but actually the team fight definitely favors Witch Doctor. So you got to try and find a way to split them up, get pickoffs. The Treant's going to be able to, you know, scout them out with that invis. You're going to have a PL who is probably going to be forced to be a bit more active this game. So get some early items on him, get some pickoffs with the neck. The Necrophos and the Witch Doctor is probably going to have to be the play.
Oh, Hachiko. Nice juke. That Death Pulse chasing him, but he's going to make it out with the salve. Level 23 IO, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, knows what he's doing. Mid lane, DK getting very low in this acid spray, but going to try and turn on Alchemist.
He's manning up, Forge. Alien doesn't care at all about the acid spray. He'll just keep farming. And again, in terms of last hits, he's very far ahead right now, and he doesn't want to allow the Alchemist to get back into this game. Meanwhile, bot lane Versatile going for a chase. He hasn't hit level 6 yet. The Rocket Flare will come out. It will connect. Ghost Shroud already committed. Now the Ogre TPing down to try and help out. Blame. What can he really do here? Again, they're going to go after Versatile. With that Rocket Barrage, it's going to be a lot of damage, but Demo could also be in trouble. In fact, no, Versatile, he should end up dropping, and well, not quite yet. He death pulses throughout all of it, but he will be gone. Chives as the Treant couldn't do much about it.
Yeah, he was so close there, like so many times that the gyrocopter just gets just barely within range that maybe that death pulse is going to kill him, but Hachiko with that level 23 IO we're seeing, he knows exactly how to play against the Necro, weaving in and out, dropping the tether, the overcharge for that damage reduction, playing very well, and that rotation from the Ogre I think was absolutely clutch, keeps all of them alive. Brewmaster's going to get forced out of lane top, but it's definitely worth it to get that Necro kill, who he is almost level 6. That is the one thing, because Chives didn't get forced out of lane and then walk back instead of TPing, he did get some solo experience, so there's a bit of a level advantage on this Necro that could be scary once he gets that 6. Mid lane? Nah. Witch Doctor's going to TP in and he's be fine.
Bot lane again. These rocket flares going to be very annoying from Demo. It doesn't allow Versatile to stay around, and in fact they're going after Chives now. That sentry is still there. Mind you, he's got a few trees to run around, but he looks to be in a lot of trouble with that rocket barrage. Chives, can he make it out in time? Demo, he's not really dishing enough damage out. He'll be fine.
Yeah, 920 HP plus living armor plus leech seed. It's not easy to burn through that much sustain and tank.
Still though, it does appear that Demo won't really care anyway, right? Because he's just free farming right now. Like, sure, he's not at the top of the net worth board, but as long as he's getting this kind of farm, he knows he's going to be able to escalate. In fact, top lane right now, Forge. Ryanry getting chased down. Yamsun not going to let this go, and I believe he's salved up throughout all this. Ryan will end up dropping, so now your PL's gone. Meanwhile, bot lane, Demo is under attack, but he's going to be fine because Hachiko's still there with plenty of regen on the IO to make sure he does not die. And yeah, they'll just stick around.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. There is going to be level 6 on the Necro, though, very soon. I think after this creep wave here dies, you can see Chives. He's moved away so that he can give Necro that solo XP, and now he does have that Reapers online. So they may look to dive here.
Well, they're playing with fire. You can see Chives just waiting for his moment to jump in and root them. And Versatile staying very close.
They're aware, though. They know he hit the level 6. They know Chives is in the area because he did reveal himself under tower. So they're playing very cautious. This does mean that Gyro's farm is getting slowed down, but it's worth it to not just get dove and Reapers.
It's almost like they're baiting them in. They place a sentry down for the tree, and now Versatile, he gets sick of this. He jumps in with the Death Pulse. Reaper Scythe, is it going to be enough? No, not quite yet. Demo, he's going to try and juke this one out. Hachiko is still there. Can they help him, though? The Rocket Flare is not going out. That's a flak cannon, and the Leech Seed will get the job done. A nice pickup, but it took them a lot to get it seems. Like, it was almost pretty risky. Demo almost getting away. But still, Hachiko, no regen left on the IO. He really couldn't do much about it.
He's going to TP out to base, get that bottle refilled up. He's going to grab a smoke as well. Might look to make a movement with Dragon Knight or perhaps the Ogre. But this is going to let Demo be alone bottom against the Necro, who is now level 7. It's a scary time. He's got his treads online.
They're still going to have Blame there, I guess, to try and help out. But it's like you say, this is that point where Necro gets very scary. And in fact, look at this. Ray comes down as the Alchemist.
He wants to secure the runes. That's why. It's 15 seconds too. They see a little stack here, so they want to contest for the stack and get the runes. You see PL moving towards top. These runes are absolutely crucial for this Alchemist to get his Radiance at a decent time.
And it looks like they're going to get at least 2. So they'll get 2 of those. Ryan's still trying to play around with this, although Hachiko is there. Yamsun wants to go for a kill now. Can he really find this? It's a lot of... Yeah, he's dead. It's a lot of damage. So it's a 2-for-2 trade on the bounty runes, but you force the Alchemist to come down bot just to secure it as well, so that's time wasted. I guess it's still a bit of a win for Witch Doctor, right? In fact, hold that thought, Forge, because bot lane. Versatile. Rocket Flare's there. He should just be dead, and he will be. Chives, he just goes behind the tier 1 enemy tower, but I'm sorry, Forge, you were saying, was that a win for Witch Doctor, or was that a win for Blue Pikachu?
Well, I got confused there, because for a second I thought you were talking about Witch Doctor the hero, and then I realized that there's also a team named Witch Doctor. But it actually, there was actually some good use of the Blue Pikachu Witch Doctor support. Alrin was sitting mid while Alchemist was doing all that, so he's getting some much needed XP, being able to get his levels, getting closer to that ulti, so now that tome can be given to Treant.
They're going mid lane now as well. Ray, he's just definitely dead. He got the tier 1 tower, so I suppose he trades his life for that, but every second you're not on the map farming, it does hurt the Alchemist, unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I'm almost 100% sure that he had the money before his relic, before he died there, and then just nice rotation, they get it down, so it's going to be, you know, like you said, every second counts. He already had his relic gold. If he was able to buy out that, it could have been okay, but now he's got to farm that relic back up and then move towards that Radiance recipe. It's going to be a tough game. They are doing a very good job keeping their towers alive, though, thanks to this Treant. You see this Dragon Knight, he's tried to get this mid tower a few times already, but just the constant heals coming out from Chives in this bot lane.
Yeah, it's certainly not an easy process for this DK. But props to Chives for making sure that he can't just take him for free. Meanwhile, they'll know he's around. They have a sentry as well, and he runs into it. They might even just go for the Treant now. Chives, it's pretty tanky. Can he get out of here? The cooldown is there. Demo's still trying, but now they turn it around with the overgrowth. He's in a bit of trouble, but Hachiko heals him up to full HP. Chives is gone, and now Versatile will be the next target. Ghost Shroud is there, but here comes the Ignite to slow him down, and he should just be dead. Versatile, the Spirit slow him down as well, and Demo picks it up for himself. A nice double kill for the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, this is why they picked the that combo, right? You pick the IO, and they respond with a Necrophos so that maybe you can get that burst. But you know, Gyrocopter is a hero we haven't really seen a whole lot of since TI. We did see this IO Gyro combo run a lot at TI, but since then it's kind of fallen out of favor. But you know, Witch Doctor here showing that it's still a very powerful combo, especially against that Necrophos. He just hasn't really been able to flex as hard as he normally can in lane.
Dire's bottom tower
Bot lane
is
now.
under attack.
Gonna be on the siege. Oh, Reaper Scythe comes out early onto Hachiko. He's still perfectly fine though, and Yam-Sun is there. They are gonna get started. No Primal Split available, but they don't need it. With that call down, Yam-Sun now on a mega kill streak.
Top tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, top lane was pushed in by Ryanry, so he does find a tier 1 tower trade at the very least.
Radiant structures are
Yeah, this
fortified.
is actually kind of okay for Blue Pikachu. They're sacking the Necro, but getting a lot of space on the rest of the team. The problem is that it is a lot of deaths on this Necrophos now. He's died 5 times in this first 13 minutes just because they've been running at him constantly. And this is that 5-man push that, you know, you have a Treant, sure, you can heal up the towers, but when you have this concentrated effort coming in, it's not enough.
Absolutely.
Dire's bottom tower
Tier 1 bot will go down. Meanwhile, Yam-Sun, bot lane, or top lane I should say, may be in trouble. He's got no mana and his Primal Split is on cooldown. There's the Death Ward from Auron. Will it be enough? It should be with the Melodic, and Yam-Sun understands he's dead. A nice pickup.
are fortified.
And I suppose they're putting all their eggs in... Well, they're putting 2 eggs in one basket with the Alchemist and the PL. They sack the Necro, but it looks like they're just going to rely on these 2 cores to try and push them back in this game. In fact, as I say that, bot lane, they are having a go at Demo right now. Can they keep him alive? The cooldown already used Demo, falling very, very low. He's gone.
Radiant's middle tower
Now,
is under
Hachiko gets stunned up.
Yeah.
He's gone as well. A very nice rotation from Blue Pikachu. That's 2 big kills for them.
Yeah, that's both of those are very huge, especially that Gyrocopter kill. Who that ended up going to? That went to the PL as well. Oh, he's got actually all the last 3 kills. So he gets the mega kill streak from the Brewmaster, and then both of those kills down bot. Not as big a gold bounty for the Gyros I would have thought, but still very nice that it's going on him because the Alchemist is going to get the farm priority for the creeps. So the fact that this PL is able to pick up those kill bounties is really huge for keeping him relevant in this game.
Not to mention as well the timing, Forge. They timed it just 10 seconds before the banner runes came up. And in fact, Demo, he's trying to fight right now onto Ryanry, but he should be able to get out with the Doppelganger. They're going to try and turn this one around, but Ryanry is gone. Sticking around too long. Now the Alchemist comes back in, but there's the call down. It misses absolutely everybody, but they still seem to want Chives. Though Chives will just walk his way out of there safely.
Good haste rune on him. Very, very fortunate that he was able to find that, keep that rolling, because otherwise he was definitely dead. But as it was, just able to run out and be just fine. Alchemist now has his Radiance online. He's got his Blink as well, so he's actually able to participate in these fights. Just needs a little bit of mana, so he's going to pop the Shrine. Will be found now, so we'll see if they make the rotation to try and kill him.
They commit the Primal Split. They do use the Cyclone as well. This should be enough, surely. Ray copying a lot of damage still. Chemical Rage healing him up, but it won't be enough. Very nice pickup indeed. Now the Overgrowth. They're going to turn this one around, it seems. They TP in the Necro, but Versatile, he might be in trouble. And in fact, he's copped a lot of damage already, though. He will heal up throughout all this. Ryanry thinking about going in, but he realizes Versatile's just dead. And they'll just leave him be. Meanwhile, Chives, that dust wore off, so he is alright for the moment. They don't actually have any more detection.
That's still 2 big kills. Getting that Alchemist is absolutely massive. A lot of gold for... Actually, Hachiko gets both of those kills. Both the Alchemist and the first time they killed the PL down bottom. And so this IO is going to get a lot of farm. We'll have to see what he goes for. He's sitting on 1,500 gold right now. Looks like he is going to go for the mech. Bit old school, but against this mass physical damage, I actually really like it.
middle tower is under attack.
Not bad at all. Ray coming in by himself. There's 5 heroes there, sir. Chemical Rage was committed, though. He'll just walk his way out. Mind you, we do see the Alch also having a Blink Dagger up now, but I mean, in terms of farm, like, yeah, he's at the top of the net worth as expected, but is this not a tiny bit slow for an Alchemist in terms of farm?
It's a little bit behind where you'd like to be. It's going to be a tough game for him, but they're just trying to hold on for the late game. Like, they're not really looking to make a whole bunch of moves right now. They're trying to right now because Split's on cooldown, so if they can find Yam-Sun or anybody else bottom, then you've got Reapers, some extra time down. Got the Alchemist with the Blink Dagger. Maybe they get something.
He stunts himself. They are going to try and help Yamsun out. No Primal Split though, so he's just going to have to run his way up. But the Reaper's Scythe comes in. He is being healed up by Hachiko, but he ends up going down. Now Chives under siege. Nice Overgrowth comes out to stop things. And that Death Ward from Alrun actually destroying Demo throughout all this. Ryanry, meanwhile, he gets Hachiko. Can they find anyone on the side of Blue Pikachu? They might find the Witch Doctor, Alrun. He'll end up going down. Now Alien trying to make a run out of there. Chives falling very low. He's gone as well. And Ray, he's the bigger target. They really want this Alchemist. Can they get him though? Demo, he actually dies to the Radiance Acid Spray. They will end up getting the Alchemist in the end. And now Versatile will end up dropping as well. So it looks to be a 2-4 trade, I believe. They didn't actually end up getting the Brewmaster. Because he did
No,
Primal
he
Split.
bought back.
Oh,
He bought back.
never mind.
No, they did get him the first time, but he immediately buys back, TP's in, and he actually, I would argue, didn't need to use the split, but I think that's one of those situations where you're happier just that the fact that it's on cooldown and you secure those kills. So really, really good buyback from him, just knowing that he's needed in that fight. That clap doing a lot to control, and this is one of those things where Alchemist is at that stage in the game where you don't need to like immediately burst him down. As long as you have the control and you can keep that sustained damage going, he's not fully tanky enough yet where that's impossible. He is only level 2 on his ulti. He's only really got Radiance and Blink, so there's not a whole lot of armor, not a whole lot of HP, and this sustained damage and sustained control is more than enough right now.
Which again, it does appear they're going to try and run down this mid lane. That tier 1 tower, full HP again. I mean, you talked about it before, but he is really delaying this game out. In fact, they even pinged the Train Protector missing. Ray is going to be there with the Acid Spray and Radiance to slow all this down, and they just don't seem to be able to take the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, this is the most important tower in the game. It gives you access into the Roche Pit, it gives you access into the Dire Side jungle. Once you take that in that top T1, which is already gone, ooh, Witch Doctor down bot.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking for the runes contest.
Yeah, they're going after Chives. Nice Overgrowth there. The runes are up, but nobody's around to pick them up from the side of Blue Pikachu. So Chives just has to commit the Overgrowth to try and get away, and it looks like Ray ends up getting Yamsun at the top lane. They will end up getting Chives at the bot lane, and so it'll be another 2 for 2 in terms of bounty runes.
It's actually going to be a 3 for 1. Yamsun sniped that top rune, and they're going to get both bottom. So, a bit unfortunate for Blue Pikachu there. They lose out on that equivalency, which hurts already in most teams, but we've talked about it before. That Alchemist factor, he really likes those runes, likes to be able to keep in the game, keep ahead of his enemies. And mid lane, I don't know if this is a kill on that Necro.
The Io comes in with Demo though. Can they stun him up? No, they can't. Versatile, he'll manage to get out of there safely. A bit of a loss. They commit to relocate, but nevertheless, Hachiko will go back by himself. They're going to try again for this tier 1, which again is full HP. Chives will TP in as well. He doesn't have the
There's no
Overgrowth
Overgrowth.
available.
Top tower is under attack.
There's the Blink Alchemist, though. This isn't impossible.
Has fallen.
If you can hold this tower, look at PL top. He's already taken that T2, and he's threatening high ground, so they're going to have to back.
Yeah, Ryan doing a lot of work for his team. And I mean, this is a great game plan coming out from Blue Pikachu. Like, they understand the other team want the tier 1 mid so bad, and if they can't get it and they keep committing 4 or 5 heroes, I mean, Ryan just gets it. He can just split push the whole time. It's just a fantastic strategy from Blue Pikachu.
Yeah, they're totally okay. Just keep sacrificing this Necro. He's the one that's out there pushing these dangerous lanes. We see him bottom, we see him mid, pushing out dangerously. Meanwhile, the Alchemist, he can farm safely in his own jungle. PL pushes out that top lane. Once the enemy team shows up for this mid push, you'll almost always see him rotate up to this lane. And now he's getting his own farm. He's doing really well. He's actually going to go for the Silver Edge on the PL. He's not even going Manta. He's got or Diffusal. He's just going straight for the utility build of that Silver Edge to deal with the Brewmaster, to deal with the Dragon Knight, so that they have the actual damage to impact in these fights.
Yeah, I found that interesting, that item build, but I guess it really just works out. Like, he realized the Diffusal's not going to have as much value. In fact, look at this. They try to jump on Ryanry, but the Overgrowth from Chives immediately to save the day, and the rest of the team coming in as well. They're all going to commit to just try and take down Chives, but he runs out of there. Bloodlust comes in, TB. Can he make it? It looks like he just can. They dropped the sentry, but
Oh man, they're doing such a good job baiting these out.
Radiant's bottom tower
it's fantastic.
is under attack.
I was, in the drafting phase, I didn't say it, but I always questioned the Treant pick. But this Treant is doing so much work. And again, look at the mid tower. They fortify it, they heal it up. It's almost full HP.
They're gonna give it up this time though. They've stalled it out for as long as they can. It's done more than enough. But the fact that this against a Dragon Knight, the fact that the T1 mid is just going down now at 23 minutes is absolutely huge. And you look at the side lanes already. Yeah, sure, you're gonna get this 5-man push down mid, but guess what? You've got a Necro pushing in your top lane. You've got a PL shoving in your bot. Somebody has to respond to this, or you're gonna lose T3. You're gonna lose Barracks.
And Ryan gets started. They will respond with the Ogre. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're still trying to push into this. But again, it goes back to what you said. Those lanes are pushing in quite heavily. Look at top lane. It's copping a lot of damage on this T3 tower. Meanwhile, they're going to go after Chives, but I don't think he minds dying right now because still, the top lane is being pushed in. This is awesome. Great siege damage coming in. And in fact, they have to run down. There's no TPs available.
Yeah. And the team with the Treant is totally fine getting chip damage on your towers because your chip damage does nothing. Their chip damage does everything. So everyone, every time that they get, they got 500 damage on that tower. Sorry, 700 damage on that tower. That's a lot of damage. They do that one more time, and then a time after that, the tower's gone. Whereas, Witch Doctor, they can't do that.
Now versatile. Bot lane, Ghost Shroud is there. He should just be dead though. Aaron comes in with the coconut. Now the Primal Split trying to come out. There's the Death Ward though. Versatile, he will end up dropping, and Aaron has to get the hell out of there. Again, Chives is in the area, and they're actually going for the Alchemist now who jumped in. Overgrowth comes in from Chives though to stop everything from happening. Ray, can he get out of this one? He gets stunned up. That Chemical Rage still keeping him alive throughout all this. Ray trying to get another stun out there, but he gets stunned again, and he's gone. A nice pickup for the side of the Radiant, although they do lose Hachiko. And now Chives, well, he's trying to delay even more, but Ryanry, he wants to fight this one out, and the buybacks coming from Hachiko. He needs to help out his team. He relocates in, and he'll protect Demo. Meanwhile, Ryan should end up dropping. BKB committed as well from Demo, but they'll find the kill, and somehow Chives is still alive through all this. Meanwhile, Auron ends up going down, and Chives should eventually go down, although they don't have detection, or do they? He runs into the Sentry Ward.
This is actually kind of scary for Blue Pikachu now because you have a Dragon Knight who's popped his ulti and he's hitting on your T2. They could threaten high ground here. They don't know this, but Alchemist does not have buyback. It looks like they'll be able to keep that higher. They're not going to go for that high ground siege just in case of buybacks, but they'll be happy with the T2, and with that, they'll move immediately into the Roche pit. I like this move a lot. You get Aegis on Gyrocopter. We've already seen the teamfight presence that's there. You can only rat so much before eventually this 5-man has to come together.
We do have a pause coming out from Ryan. A few router issues apparently. So we'll see if they can get that sorted. I've got to say, I mean, there does seem to be a touch of lag on the Dota server right now that I've been experiencing while watching this game. So I'm not 100% sure if it's just the server itself, but I'm sure Blue Pikachu will sort it out.
I'm going to blame Australian servers for your lag, because I've been fine.
They are terrible, Forge, I'm not going to lie. They're absolutely disgusting. Australians, we don't get much love in the Dota scene, unfortunately.
I got plenty of love for you, Mike.
Thank you, Forge. That's all that matters, isn't it? The Roshan.
All right, so how do they win this fight? How do they win a convincing team fight? PL did good in an attempt to he jumped up the IO in the back lines, but that buyback was really clutch from Hachiko. So I'm trying to figure out how they deal with that kind of potential.
It's gonna be hard. Like right now, the Roshan's being taken as well, and it's kind of like, what do you do about this? Because your mid lane's being pushed in. The Alchemist, he's TPing already to that tier 1 to defend. They've probably got no idea the Roshan's been taken. So now the next team fight, you've got to fight into an Aegis. It's not going to be easy for Blue Pikachu unless they can continue this strategy of just delaying the game out and split pushing the whole time, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked out for them so far, but at a certain point, you're going to get run at. Your high ground's going to get threatened. they had the advantage before because they had kept their towers alive, right? So every time they were going for these split pushes, Witch Doctor is looking at it going, well, we're taking their tier 2 while they're threatening our high ground. Now, with this T2 mid down, they can threaten high ground and they can say, we push faster than you. So you probably don't get our tower before we get your whole lane of racks, right? That balance isn't necessarily going to be there because you're only going to have one or two heroes from Blue Pikachu hitting a lane. Where on the flip side, you've got that full 5-man coming together, and they might just go. What if they just decide to go for Throne? Well, then you have people TPing in one at a time. So I think they're going to be forced to go into this like 5v5 team fight pretty soon. And I don't know if they're ready. We've seen Octarine almost ready on Alchemist, and he's got a BKB queued up after that. But I don't know if it's going to be enough.
No, I'd have to agree. It certainly feels like the Alc that can't do much while they're surrounded. Again, you could just return to that split push, but look, let's keep an eye out. We'll see what happens. For now, the Roshan is just going to be taken, it seems. And there will be absolutely no contention. In fact, they get a regen route to make things even better. So now they don't even have to back off. Demo gets a full heal up with Hachiko. With that, who do they go for? Looks like they're just going to go up to that top lane and start pushing out that tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they're going to try and stay grouped. They've got DK ulti. They've got the 9-second BKB still on him. Vlad's is actually online for Brewmaster, so that sustain's coming in there as well. A lot of really good like early group items coming out from this team. You see the Maelstrom being very nice for some cheap damage on Demo. Vlad's coming out. Very nice early BKB timing on the Dragon Knight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's going to be no contention again from this tier 2 tower. And I guess Blue Pikachu agrees.
Yeah, you don't fight into... Your safe lane T2 tower is like the worst tower to defend on either side, like Radiant or Dire. You just... There's no good way to get in there. It's so easy to ward up coverage and get spotted out. You don't have like an advantage. It's just T2 towers are very difficult to defend in general. They're just not good spots.
Look at Chives in that mid lane. He's just ready to make sure that creep wave can't go any further. Though he's got to be careful. Alien does show up. That creep wave will be allowed to pass.
Yeah. He's just trying to get some information for his team. Good deep wards, good deep vision. Spot out the Dragon Knight, spot out the team rotations. They want to know. They know that Witch Doctor wants to play as 5. So if you spot the 5-man, it's a lot easier to move around the map.
Well, the question now of whether Blue Pikachu defends this bot tier 2, but it goes back to what you said. They're not easy to defend. And it does appear they're just going to let this go. And rather, they're going to start pushing in that mid and the top lane instead. So they're going to try and find a trade.
There's an ogre they're leaving behind to defend this, so they're not just completely sacking it on the side of Witch Doctor. And with this, they might look to threaten high ground. If you just TP the DK back right now with the Brewmaster, you have the relocate so that you can just threaten that high ground. Meanwhile, your own team can defend their towers. We'll see what they want to do here, though.
Well, they're going to play chicken with the side of Blue Pikachu. So both teams seeing who's going to call the bluff first. They're trying to push those tier 3s in. Versatile moving forward.
Though.
Yeah, it's that Dragon Knight again. They are going to defend on the side of Blue Pikachu. They realize they can't let this go. Meanwhile, the tier 3 at the top lane, it's around the same level at the moment, but well, they're going to go for a team fight. Overgrowth is there. The DK going to be in a spotter while the Yamsun comes in. He will get the split off and the BKB committed from Alien. They do Cyclone up Versatile and they want this Necro dead ASAP. Meanwhile, Aaron will TP up as well. And now the Alchemist turns around and he goes straight for the DK. He looks to be in massive trouble. Can he take him out? Yes, he can. Alien's down and he gives a mega kill streak away to Aaron of all people. Now Yamsun has to back off, but they want Demo first. They'll get that Aegis and he's been left alone. And meanwhile, Hachiko goes down. They would not leave that damn Io alone either. Demo, he's gone. The Reaper Scythe is there. A very nice rotation from Blue Pikachu. That's a lot of gold going their way as well.
They had such a beautiful coordination there on the PL and the Alchemist. The PL does the Phantom rush in with the Silver Edge, breaks the DK right as Alk is about to blink in, and then you get that blink max level concoction. It was as fully charged as it goes, and he's got both the talent for the cooldown, so he had another one ready, and he's got the plus 400 unstable concoction. So all of a sudden, you're doing 800 physical damage to a DK that just lost 10 armor, or sorry, 12 armor. That's a lot of burst out of nowhere, and BKB had already been forced out thanks to the early aggressive plays from Chives, and he's already going to start healing up that tower. Really, really well played, kiting out those movements from Blue Pikachu.
Yeah, it just goes back to what you said, like, they can just push, they can just heal those towers back up, so they don't really care about the chip damage. You've got to burst the tower down. So they timed it really perfectly. Blue Pikachu look to try and set up a kill in the mid lane now into Yamsun, but they're not really in the prime position yet. Aaron is going to loop around with the Phantom Lancer. Right? No, he'll let it go for the moment. Although Yamsun thinking about moving forward, the rest of his team do back him up now as well. And they're going to go for a smoke.
And that's going to be a lot of key items coming out for Blue Pikachu now. We see the Glimmer Cape, I believe, is done now for the Witch Doctor. No, not quite. Still poverty on him. But we do see the Alchemist with his full BKB, Diffusal, and almost a Manta now on PL. On the flip side, almost a full Lotus Orb on top of this Pipe and Yules from Versatile. So going for a bit more of that utility core build, but that's really all he needs to do. He just needs to be alive in these fights, and he's going to be doing enough.
Yep, fair point. Look at this. They might find Yamsun as well. In fact, no, they won't. Demo and Hachiko are there. They tried to go for a smoke attempt on Witch Doctor GG, but Chives again was just there to break it straight away. And they couldn't even find him either, so they didn't even get a pick off out of that. Now he won't allow the creep wave to pass. It's just going to push in even further. Top lane being pushed in by Versatile. This is a hard game for Witch Doctor GG. Like, it's like you've got everything you need to be able to take a team fight and push in, but Blue Pikachu's never going to let you do it. They're just going to drag this out longer and longer, and eventually you're going to see Ray. He's going to start picking up those Aghanim Scepters, Forge, and that's going to be a problem. In fact, I believe he's getting his first one very soon.
Is he actually? Oh man, yeah, he's got it on the courier. He's sacking buyback. He doesn't care. He trusts his team. Completely buys out, drops it right on the Necrophos. That's exactly who you give that Ags to. So 40 seconds now on his cooldown for him. Constant uptime, constantly going to be ready to fight. I think after this, you probably... I think you give it to Trian, honestly. Like, it's actually pretty good here. It's going to be able to give you a lot of vision, a lot of information. Like we said, their game plan is spot out the 5-man and dodge around it. So if you get that Triags, it's going to be really easy to do that.
Yeah. It's going to be fun, too. Like, the Overgrowth as well, that, like, Overgrowth anywhere on the map, it's going to hurt, because then the creep waves as well can't push in. So it's just delaying, it's consistent scouting, and pretty much everyone on the team of Blue Pikachu will eventually have Aghanim Scepters. Ray will just be 9-slotted. And it's like, what do you do about this? Everyone's going to have a Moonshot as well, mind you. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah. And we're getting to that point already where Gyro doesn't have enough damage to kill PL, right? And that's why they picked the PL, because you get to this point in the game around 30-40 minutes where PL has enough items and is tanky enough that the Gyro burns through his 9 flak cannon charges, and then that's it. It's gone. He's got the Ags on the IO and the Maelstrom into Soon Mjolnir to help out with that, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
They're going for a team fight. Ray jumps in, gets a stun off onto Demo. The BKB was used, but he's in trouble. He's going to go down the Reaper Scythe as well, finishing it off, and now they'll take down Blame. 3 down already for the side of Witch Doctor GG. They're going to lose their DK as well. The Root came in. They have to buy back and help him out. Alien is falling very, very low, and in fact, I think he's just gone, and he is. He'll buy back as well. That's already 4 buybacks coming out from the side of Witch Doctor GG, and the side of Blue Pikachu not backing off. Look at that Death Ward destroying destroying the Brewmaster, although he will be able to split. And now Ray trying to back out of there safely. Hachiko may die for the secondary time. Auron will go down. And now Versatile falling very, very, very low. But they get Hachiko, so it's a 1-for-1 at the moment after those buybacks. And now the Necro still alive. Versatile wants to turn this one around. He has a Reaper Scythe available. He wants to use it. Yamsun may be the target. In fact, no. The Ogre's going down. This could be GG. Well played. Witch Doctor GG are falling apart right now. And Alien, he'll be the third or fourth target, in fact. He BKBs up on the Alchemist to make sure there's no stuns. Versatile gets the other Yamsun. And that's it. It's a full team wipe. And they... Well, I thought they called GG for a moment, but surely they go for tier 4s right now.
I mean, there's no reason not to. 4 heroes bought back. Yeah, okay, there's the call. Very, very well played by Blue Pikachu there. Holding out, executing their game plan perfectly, stalling out where they needed to, taking the odd engagement here and there just so that they're not letting Witch Doctor run completely away with the game, but stalling out where they need to, taking the fights, and able to just let the Alchemist come online and do his thing. I don't think, despite how rough of a game it looked, like they found him in the jungle a few times, I don't think there was a point where he was ever below top net worth. I think he was actually able to keep up very well. So just well played by all of them.
It was a fantastic game, I've got to say. It's just, you know, Blue Pikachu, they looked pretty bad at the start, right? Like, but again, the game plan, they just stick to it and it works out for them. So well played to them. Forge, luckily for us, this is a best of 3 series, so Witch Doctor GG will have a chance to come back in Game 2. Have you got time to stick around with us, Forge?
Yeah, if John's still not here, then I'm ready to go.
Alright, in that case, it is MLP Dota, Forge Dota. We'll be back in a few minutes, hopefully, to see Game 2 very, very soon. Won't be long, guys. ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game 2 of this Best of 3 series. Of course, we are in the round of 16 for NADCL. It is MLP Dota, joined by the lovely Forge Dota. Forge, what a game one. We didn't expect it to go that way, honestly. Like, Witch Doctor were ahead. Blue Pikachu, however, they had the better strategy, of course, and pulled the win off. Mate, how do you feel after that game one?
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like that Treant ban is 100% warranted, is how I feel. We saw the power of it, not necessarily in the early game, but going into the mid and late game, just they couldn't get that mid T1 for so long. And they were probably thinking like, oh, you know, it's not that big a deal. We'll get the other towers around the map. But that mid T1 is so absolutely important for getting Roche, getting into that jungle and finding that alchemist. And it's one of the reasons that Blue Pikachu prioritized it so much, is making sure that tower's alive so that we can protect our cores, protect that Roche, don't let them get absolute map control. So every minute that they were able to delay is just so key.
I have to agree with you. I mean, you pointed it out very early on, and it does hold to be true. Like, they just couldn't gain that map control on the side of Witch Doctor GG. They couldn't get anything done because of that mid-tier 1. And, well, it's like you said. They understand the importance of banning that Treant, and they do get rid of it immediately. Blue Pikachu, they'll start off with an Ogre Magi again. Or, in fact, I say again, but I don't believe it was them. It was actually Witch Doctor GG that had it last time. But this time around, they switched it up a bit.
I'm surprised that IO, I was going to say, IO got completely ignored in the draft. So we're going to see the IO 1-2, and it's going to be an IO Pugna in response.
Have you seen this combination before, Forge?
I have not been privy to it yet. Is this something from C that I should be aware of, John? Or Mike, sorry?
John loves to talk about this. He loves to talk. He's probably upset right now that he's not here casting this. But what it is, right, is you tether to a target, right, and then Pugna life drains the IO to give the HP to heal the target. So IO's getting healed up, and then the hero that he's tethered to gets healed up even more. And then if the Pugna gets too low, the IO tethers to the Pugna, who then life drains him again, but because the heal's amplified, the Pugna gets healed up, and then they do it all over again. It's the dirtiest combo you'll ever see if they can pull it off. But my god, is it hilarious to watch.
What kind of shenanigans are you describing to me right now?
it's
and
gonna be
why
hilarious.
have I not done this in my pubs? That's the real question here. Blue Pikachu, though, going to have a really nice response. I like this Nyx Assassin pick. Pugna, one of the 2 heroes with the best int gain in the game. It's like 4.0 or 4.1 int gain on him. So that mana burn is going to really hurt. Just constantly, like, even especially once he decreps himself, right? That's the traditional Pugna getaway free card. You just decrep and run away. But now you're going to take like 800 damage nukes every time you do that.
It's going to hurt.
On a force.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. This Pugna and I are going to have to watch out very carefully. I saw a Nyx Assassin yesterday in some Australian Dota, Forge, I'd like to say. It was completely dominant. It's good to see it back, the Nyx Assassin. Seemingly getting more and more popular as this meta drags on a bit.
You know what? You might say that, but I was perfectly happy that Nyx was gone. All right?
Really?
I play Storm. I play Invoker in my pubs.
Oh.
I don't want to see Nyx. All right? I was perfectly happy with him in the dumpster.
I remember seeing your ranks go up because of that Invoker spam, Forge. I don't
know what you're talking about. I don't spam. I just pick when appropriate, and it's always a good Invoker game.
Have you no shame, Forge? Have you no shame? We'll leave it.
None at all.
We'll leave it.
Absolutely none. I do like the. Actually, why the ban on the Drow from Witch Doctor? That's curious. I would have thought they would have looked to pick it up. I saw the Drow ban and I was like, oh, that makes sense. There's a Pugna Nio. You don't want that Drow on top, but it's curious that they opt to ban it. I feel like it would have been pretty decent at dealing with the Nyx. Gives you good pushing power.
Some quick pickups. Undying and Into the Dark Willow. Both quite scary heroes to have on either side, but let me ask you a question. Forge, who has the better lineup so far, do you think?
I like I like the Witch Doctor lineup. You can see kind of their game plan already. They've already got really, really
10
good
seconds
sustain. You've got
remaining.
3 heroes that can sustain. You've got the Soul Rip from the Undying. You've got the IO
5
who
seconds remaining.
it's IO, and of course the life drain from the Pugna, plus the cheese that you were just telling me about that I don't even want to get into right now. So you can see already a very like healthy, sustainable lineup that's going to be able to
Radiant
both push
team
down your
pick.
towers and take very good
Dire
team
team
fights.
ban.
Even more sustain. Holy crap, coming out for Witch Doctor GG. So on the flip side, Blue Pikachu has an interesting draft because I if you'd asked me this like 2 years ago, what position each of these heroes is playing, I would have probably said Nyx is your offlaner and Ogre's your support.
10
But we've kind of
seconds
moved
remaining.
into this phase where it's not entirely outside the realm of possibility that this is a
5
position
seconds
3
remaining.
Ogre
Oh.
who just goes for something crazy. Like, yeah, this has been something that's been done a little bit in Europe, and I believe I've seen it in NA as well. I've definitely seen it in my pubs where you go for this position 3 Ogre. He's very tanky. He runs at you very well. You get not necessarily that initiation, but almost like your
Radiant
bristleback
team
type
ban.
hero who just
Radiant
constantly
team
spams
pick.
spells at you and runs at you, and there's not much you can do about it. He's got really good disable for the Pugna as well, especially once you get that Ags. You just constantly rotate between the Fire Blast. He can't life drain as well. So really interesting draft coming from Blue Pikachu.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what positions they do take. I would love to see a
10
pos 3
seconds
Ogre
remaining.
Magi. Personally, I haven't seen it. You have. I don't know what to
5
expect,
seconds
but
remaining.
we'll see. Blue Pikachu still have pretty much all their reserve time, so they can let this tick out a bit for their final pick.
Yeah, I think right now you put Mirana in the mid lane and you grab some kind of safe laner. You could run Mirana in the safe and grab another mid, but I think Mirana right now better off in that mid lane. If she does go against the Pugna, she's at least got the Starfall, so she doesn't get just like decrept and can't right click.
Dire
She has
team
some way to
pick.
CS through it.
Lena.
But we're gonna see the Lena, so safe lane Mirana after all.
Yeah. The Lena will be the final pickup. I mean, I'm guessing it's still going to be the Nyx core right now in the offlane, but I mean, I guess anything could happen. This is a very interesting lineup from Blue Pikachu coming out. A bit squishy, I gotta
10
say. Like
seconds remaining.
it's kind of feels like if this Juggernaut gets in range, it's going to be a big problem
5 seconds
for all the
remaining.
heroes.
That's one of the reasons I think it's actually going to end up being the ogre support or ogre offlane, because he can be that tanky frontliner, right? Imagine throwing a pipe and a Crimson Guard on that ogre. Just picture it in your head and tell me that doesn't sound
Templar
terrifying.
Assassin.
Choose your hero.
It definitely does. Let's see how it goes. The TA will be the last pickup. I personally like this quite a lot because I don't see any way to deal with the TA apart from perhaps the Ogre Magi again with that Ignite. But I don't know, unless I'm missing something, this TA pretty much seems like he's going to have free reign over this game.
Yeah, no, this is a very solid pickup. Another really good last pick from Witch Doctor. The TA, just kind of has a very one-sided matchup against Lena. Usually wins that lane. Of course, we've seen exceptions. I'm thinking TI here. You've seen exceptions where it does happen the other way, but for the most part, Lena's a bit too slow. Her attack, or she doesn't have quite enough damage to deal with TA. No great way to deal with the refraction charges. So very likely we see TA have a very good start to the game, and then they have this kind of draft and this momentum where, between Undying, Pugna, and TA, they can just kind of force down your lanes, and they have the sustain to keep that push going basically indefinitely.
Well, we'll get into the game soon. Of course, Witch Doctor GG need to win this game to force it to a game 3. Otherwise, Blue Pikachu, if they do win this out, they'll take it 2-0 and they'll go directly into the group stage, which is, I mean, great news for them. But of course, Witch Doctor GG not going to make it that easy. I'm going to try and put up a bit of a fight here. We'll go into this. I've got to say though, I don't see, like, Blue Pikachu, what do they have to do here? Because it does feel like their cores are slightly weak in comparison. So, like, how fast do they have to get on top of this game?
So, Alrin was the Witch Doctor last game, right? Yeah, okay. So it is actually going to be the offlane Nyx. I'm a little sad about that. I was hoping it's going to be right. They do have
Burns, doesn't it?
interesting cores because like the Lena's going to have a tough time against the TA. And Mirana isn't your traditional carry in the sense that it's not a hero that's been a carry for a long time. But I actually think that as a hero right now in the meta, she's a bit stronger than Jug. Jug's kind of like an old school staple. Like we've seen him around for years. He's one of the like tried and true. If you don't know what to pick, just pick Jug cores. But
Yeah.
he just kind of got nerfed into the ground. The meta doesn't really favor him. He doesn't have like a set, you know, one or two. This is what you build on Jug right now. Builds like what do you build? Do you build Manta? Do you build Diff? Do you build Maelstrom? Nobody really knows. Nobody's got it figured out. Mirana has a bit more of that staple meta right now, so it's not quite so clear cut that Blue Pikachu has no chance. It's just a little unorthodox.
I do agree with you on that note. Like, the Jug is very, very weak. Every game that I've seen it personally while casting, I believe it's lost. It's certainly not meta. I mean, just look at his right click right now. 52 attack. He's so weak, and it's like you said, he doesn't really fit in very much. Whereas before, he used to be that kind of the guy that you used to go to if you had nothing better. But we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
There was just like a lot that you could just do on Jug, right? Like the Battle Fury build was good. The Maelstrom build was good. You could just go Manta Diff. There was a lot of good, like viable, like this is a fine build for this game kind of Juggernaut builds. Now, it's not so clear.
Well, as you were talking, Forge, we do catch the first blood onto Yamsun on that Pugnard. A very nice one. They are running a tri-lane in this offlane for Blue Pikachu, which this one's pretty potent. Like, I don't understand how Yamsun's going to farm at all on this Pugnard when he's up against this kind of tri-lane.
Yeah, it's good because Mirana doesn't really need levels. She's actually one of the carries that, yeah, she does want her levels. She wants her Leap, she wants her Starstorm, but she doesn't really need it to be an effective core. She just needs farm. She just needs items. So this tri-lane isn't really going to hurt her as much as it might other cores, and this is going to leave the Nyx down bottom by himself to get his own levels. You know, he's going to get an early level 6. Maybe then you rotate down the...
It keeps happening as you're talking, Forge. It's just they're not going to leave this Pugner alone. Mind you,
every
mid-lane.
time
Ray, sorry, Forge, he was falling quite low, but yeah, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, every time I look away from this lane, because I was watching it for a little bit so I could shut up and let you talk, and then I looked bottom for like a second, and he was dead.
I do agree with your point, though. Versatile is going to have a decent time, right? He's going to get those quick levels on the Nyx Assassin, and, well, once you get a quick level 6, it really becomes annoying across the map to deal with this kind of hero. Because he's just going to Vendetta, and he's going to probably go after Hachiko on this Io every single time.
Yeah, he can go after the IO. He can just keep making Yamsun's life miserable if he wants to. Spot out the Jug farming in the jungle. We'll have to see. The real big worry for Blue Pikachu right now is just this TA in the mid lane is absolutely owning, as is expected. She's got a double damage rune now.
Oh,
2 right clicks and what does that have?
top lane, Yamsun.
No.
Yeah, it happens
He's
again. They tried so hard to get Chives on that Dark Willow, Forge, but he just barely gets away, and then as soon as that happens, Auron just turns around with a stun, follow into the arrow, and it's just, what do you do as a Pugner? You're level 1 on a Pugner at the moment, Forge. You can't do anything.
Yeah, and the Starfall's coming out, so even if you manage to get level 2 and get that decrep, it's not really going to matter. I will say, though, it takes some really good communication. I actually caught that kill. It takes some really good communication to have the arrow ready to go when that stun is coming out from Ogre. So really good teamwork coming out.
Oh, I have to agree with you on that one. They certainly are coordinating very, very well. Blame. Is he going to be the target? No, they don't want the Undying. They want the Pugner. And in fact, they're almost baiting him out. Meanwhile, bot lane, Nyx Assassin Versatile falling very low. They might find a nice little kill here onto Demo. And it looks like he will. Hachiko ensures that he does end up getting that kill. And now with the Healing Ward, they'll both be up to full HP very, very soon. Meanwhile, top lane, Blame goes down, and now Yamsun, he'll be the next target. He's trying to go for Auron, and he will get him, but look at Ryan. Double kill, grabs the tombstone as well. This Mirana is going to be massive if this keeps going on.
Yeah, I mean, they did it again. The stun into the arrow. It's not the longest stun in the world, but at that closer range, it doesn't matter. It's more than enough.
Mind you, we're talking about that top lane a lot and how Yamsun is, having a real tough time. But you look at the mid and bot lane, it's working pretty well for Witch Doctor GG. Like, Alien has been dominating on this TA. Mind you, as I say that, he's walking back to the fountain, so he's going to lose a bit of farm there. But even at the bot lane, Demo not having the worst time in the world. He's top of the last hits board. His XP is pretty good, almost level 5. And it looks like they are going to try and commit to shutting this jug down a bit.
Yeah, the big thing was the denies that were coming out. They were able to get some good offlane pulls. Versatile couldn't really do too much about it. So they're going to rotate down the Dark Willow because now Mirana is pretty much free in this top lane. She's so far ahead of Yamsun that she feels fine. Willow's going to come help. And Ogre will probably try and help mid.
They have managed to keep Versatile down on the levels as well with those pulls as well. So you're gonna have a bit less time with that Vendetta.
Yeah, it's not just the denies too, or not just the pulls too, but the range creep denies. I think like 5 or 6 of those 11 denies on demo are all range creep denies, which is absolutely massive, and it's one of the reasons that they're basically the same level.
Top lane, Auron gonna go after Blame. Arrow will connect with the stun. Now the Starfall as well, and Blame just literally melts. Make a kill now for Ryan. You knew they wanted Yamsun, but he knew it was coming. The Undying takes it for the team. But man, it still hurts giving Mirana this much gold, this much XP early on. She's at the level 5 mark.
Look at the net worth. She's like 1,000 gold ahead of anybody else. At 6 minutes in, she's on a mega kill streak.
And as we say that, yeah, Starfall comes in. Ryan unstoppable now. 6 minutes in. They get the tombstone as well to make matters worse. Ryan, he's Bloodlust up. He'll be fine. And Yamsun pauses, disconnects.
If this was a pub, I'd be like, he's not coming back.
Just a moment. It's not even like a DC or a lag. It's just give him a moment, guys. Yamsun's not having a great time.
Burns, doesn't it?
And look at this. They've been tipping him. They've been tipping him the all chats as well.
Oh man, it's so good.
Forge, I've got to give it to the North Americans here, or the Americans in general. It's just the psychological warfare. They don't back down from it. It's none of this polite PC culture. They just want to go at it with each other, and I've always appreciated that. I do like the psychological warfare.
It's all about the mind games, man. Even up in the Great White North, it's all about the mind games. If you think we're any better, you haven't been in a pub with me.
Well, we'll see how much time Yamsun needs on this.
I love that they just said moment. He's just like, just give the guy a second. Like he's how many times has he died now? He's 1 in 5. They got the 1 kill on the Ogre, but 5 deaths on him. I think all of those are Mirana. No, 5 of those are Mirana.
Oh, Blame. You said 5. Well, it's about to be a bit more. In fact, no, Auron trying to make the chase. Ryan actually backed off. Now the Decrepify and the Nether Blast, they're going to actually go for the better target anyway. Decay comes in, but Yamsun, he will survive this. No arrow, no Starfall coming out, and Yamsun will salve up immediately. He's a new man, but... He's a new man. Comes back into this game with some positive thinking, and hopefully he can turn this around a bit.
Oh, mid. They're looking for TA, but not able to secure it as Hachiko will rotate over. This will free up a Versatile a little bit as... Oh, he actually is level 6 now. And
yeah, we both missed that one.
I mean, is there anything special about it at this point? Like, it's just kind of what I expect from that lane.
Yeah. It's nothing special. In fact, I mean, Yamsun, level 5 now. Honestly, I can't blame him. Nobody would do any better in this lane. It's
No.
not really his fault. It's just the fact that Blue Pikachu understand the matchup and they're just completely abusing the fact that the Pugna, like, he needs to get in close range to deal that damage to the creeps. He can't really afford to stay away. Now look at this mid lane. Alien gonna be in trouble. There's the stun from Versatile, and this should be enough. He won't have refraction.
Oh, he needs one more.
Oh, he actually got it with the Spike Carapace.
The Spike Carapace on the trap damage. Oh man,
That is
that was some
fantastic.
next level.
That really is next level. That is fantastic. I wouldn't have even noticed that, honestly. The trap damage, I wouldn't even thought about it.
And that's why we're casting and not playing.
That is true. That is true. Forge. Top lane
But
again.
first successful rotation from Versatile. He gets his level 6 and immediately goes right to the mid lane and helps out where he's needed the most. Not really going to be able to get too much down bottom where Hachiko is, so they rotate to the mid.
Uh-oh. Ryan Reed. He'll find Yamsun. They won't blame Social as well, but they'll leave him alone. He's a bit tankier with that 16 strength stack coming out from the decay. Meanwhile, we should have a look at other lanes. Demo, he does have the Omni Slash. He wants to go after Versatile right now. Can he find this pickup? No,
He thought about it. Oh, that was a sick play. He went for the fake out on the Omni Slash. The cast animation came out, so Versatile just pops the Vendetta.
Very
And
nice.
Now TA is going to play far back.
And as we say that top lane, Ryan Reed is godlike. Meanwhile, Demo will find Chives. Omni Slash still available throughout all this. Versatile not feeling safe to go in. So although things are going bad at the top lane, the mid lane and the bot lane again, Forge, they're not going too badly at all for Witch Doctor GG. In fact, bot lane, this Jug, he's doing pretty well. 4.2k net worth right now. And as I say that, he does get stunned up. Is there follow-up? They're not even going to bother because Hachiko's still there. Yeah.
What they need right now is they need level 6. Oh my god, Willow's only level 3? Has she been rotating that much? She needs some XP, man. That is not where you want your Willow to be.
Yeah, I mean, she started off in that tri lane as well to make matters worse. Now, the bounty runes. Again, Omni Slash still available. Versatile. He has the Vendetta in just a few seconds. Brambles will be there. Demo going to cop a bit of damage, but it almost looks like he wants to bait them to run in, and he'll salve up anyway. I think they're starting to realize, even though this Juggernaut isn't so meta, the thing is, you've got to be able to take him down. Like, free farm is free farm, and Yamsun again will go down to Ryan Ree. Godlike now for Ryan Ree. In fact, that's 10 kills in 10 minutes
At
on
10
one
minutes.
hero.
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's yeah. All right. So bottom lane, this Jug doing well. They do really need to rotate on this Jug though. The big thing right now, you see Willow here sapping XP. The only way they really kill Jug is by killing Willow first. Mid lane, they do get TA again with that same rotation from the Nyx Assassin. So he goes off map, rotates mid. Well played by him.
Yep, didn't
But-
quite catch that one. Bot lane though.
Oh,
Will be an
spins
engagement.
down.
Brambles comes out, they stun up the eye, they want Hachiko, but there's the Tombstone coming out. Again, Omni Slash still available throughout all this. Demo, he wants to commit it, and he will do so on the Nyx Assassin. Versatile did not have any Vendetta to use. Meanwhile, Blame will pick up Chives in the background. Top lane, the tier 1 tower will be taken though, so there is a bit of a trade coming out from the side of Blue Pikachu, but still a nice little play coming out from Witch Doctor GG. And in fact, Alien, he's going to get caught out. The arrow is there to follow up. They've got to burn through this refraction, and they do so. Can they kill him off? The answer is absolutely. Under that Sentry Ward, a very easy kill, and Ryan Ree is now 11-0.
Every minute, this man is getting a kill. Every minute, he is getting a kill. This is an absolutely insane amount of farm on Rana. It's 12 minutes in. He's got Phase, Dragonlance, a Wraith Band and Aquila, a bottle of wand, and half a Mjolnir at 12 minutes. This guy has 7k net worth. This is like Alchemist level farm, man.
Yeah, he's just challenging that Alchemist. It's working out. Versatile actually bot lane, playing around with Demo and Hachiko. They missed the dust. He will scout this out. Now, Ryan Ree is here looking for his 12th kill of the game. Another minute's going to go by in a moment, Forge. And he didn't get it. Versatile manages to pick it up himself. Now Ryan turns back around. He said, excuse me, that was my kill. And he won't be able to find it. But still, they stop the push from happening. And meanwhile, the top is being pushed in. Mid is somewhat being pushed in. Although Ray is trying to find Yamsun again. And he'll leave him be for the moment. Bot lane, they do go in. And there we go. Ryan Ree, he gets his 12th kill of the game. Onto Hachiko. He's cutting it a bit close though, Ryan Ree. He's got to be a bit careful not to miss that 13th minute one. Alien may end up falling. Brambles does end up missing, although can they find him with this right click? They don't have the vision, but they'll get this tier 1 mid tower, and that is probably more important.
Is he going to get it for the shrine? Stun!
Oh, he misses it, and there's the shrine. Now Auron comes in. He wants Yamsun, but he's healing up throughout all this, and there's the life drain. Terrorize does connect though to slow things down a bit. They got to get out of that tombstone vicinity. Versatile will get out of there. A very nice Terrorize coming out, but that stun miss, that's going to cost them a bit. And in fact, they're going to go in again. Yamsun, got to be careful. They want to aim this Pugner again. Ray, he's falling so low, and he will end up going down. Now the stun from Versatile. They want this TA. They burn through the refraction, and she's gone. A double kill coming out from Ray. Versatile just barely getting away with hardly any HP, but 18-7 right now. Demo moves in, but look how slow he walks. It just looks like a turtle's running across the map, Forge. It's one of those nerfs with the Juggernaut. He doesn't run very fast anymore.
Yeah, he's having a tough time keeping up. He's going for the Battle Fury, which I mean, I don't agree with. It's 14 minutes in, and he still needs like another 2k gold in order to get that Battle Fury. I'm not a big fan of this. You need items that let you fight right now, because the pace that Blue Pikachu is setting is completely opposite of what they were doing last game. Last game, it was that stall, sit back and farm. But right now, you've got a Mirana who is 12-0-2. She's got pretty much her full Maelstrom online. And they're not going to stop running at you. Nyx is going to just run around, scout out your IO, and set up kills. And look at this smoke rotation top.
Yeah, Hachiko gets stunned up. Brambles is there surrounding him. A nice tether away, but he got rooted in place. Bedlam not going to connect, but it doesn't matter. Auron finds it anyway.
Multicast.
Indeed.
Oh, spot
Oh,
no.
Ryan Ree. He's going to find it again. 13-0 this man. He's going to stick around for this tombstone as well. Blame can't really do anything about this. He'll take 200 gold. Thank you very much, sir. And now he'll make a run for it. In fact, he goes for a bounty. It's already been taken. Demo, he wants his kill, and he gets it. In fact, wait, Leap is not available. The mana. I swear he had the mana for a moment, but it seems to have worn off. Mid lane, Alien going to be in trouble. Laguna comes out, but Hachiko brings him back up to full. Blame copying a lot of damage himself. Ray, he's going to back out of there, and he will do so. Auron now the one in trouble, although he's a tanky ogre. And can they stun him? The answer is no, they cannot. And he will get out safely.
I just realized that they have literally no stuns on their lineup. Look at their lineup. They have a TA, a Pugna, an IO, Undying, and Jug. Where does the control come from?
That's a very good question, actually.
How did they lock anybody down? How did they kill this Mirana? She died there not because they had control, but because she was counting on the bounty rune. That's what it was. You could see her swap her bottle in, right? She wanted to get the bottle and then be able to leap away and get mana there. Because it wasn't there, that's why she dies. If she has mana there, she doesn't die to Jug. This is...
Ooh.
I don't know how they kill Blue Pikachu, now that I'm realizing that there's no stuns.
I mean, I've never seen a more valuable game to buy TP scrolls. Like, it's just... There's no way to cancel them. Like you said, there's just nothing. There's no roots either. Yeah, there's nothing,
Man.
Forge.
There's slows. They have slows.
Yep.
They've got Decrep, Flesh Golem, and Zombies. And, oh sorry, and Spirits. IO Spirits.
Look at this tier 3
I'm-
tower now. Forge, they're going straight in. They don't care. What do you do about
Nyx
this?
already has his Ghost Scepter, so like even if he gets jumped by TA here, and oh man, if the M-Sun got hit by that, I was gonna just cry.
Yeah, he felt the wind. He felt the wind behind him. That arrow barely missing the turnaround for that tier 2 mid, but Blue Pikachu right now really asserting their dominance in this game. Looks like versatile.
I gotta go back.
again.
I gotta go back and look at the draft, because if there was not a Storm Spirit ban, I'm surprised, because this is like the most free Storm Spirit. Oh gods.
Yeah.
Bio.
Arrow connected, Forge. What do you want me to tell you? The arrow connected, Ryan he just takes over. Meanwhile, though, they're not out of the game yet. Witch Doctor GG, they do push in that bot lane, and they are trying to force this out. Now, Versatile, well, he knows they can't cancel it.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? He's just gonna TP away. Oh man,
my.
like, okay, they need like a Yule Scepter. Like, somebody's first item has to Yule Scepter, just so they can cancel TPs.
And it is going to be the Pugna. Yam Sun wants to get his sweet, sweet revenge the only way he knows how. The Yule Scepter will be on the Pugna, Forge. But, I mean, this is one of your lowest net worth cores. Like, in fact, it is your lowest net worth core on the side of Witch Doctor GG.
He's almost the same net worth as the Willow.
He's had a tough game. It has not been fun. And speaking of not fun, Blame Social. Curse Crown is there. Goodbye, sir. He even dropped the Tombstone. I don't know about that one. They're just going to be able to farm this up.
Dominating performance.
Yeah, there we
There's
go.
there's the ward. And we're just gonna
Thank you very
good talk.
much.
Nice little. Hey, and Ryan Ree even gets a nice little 200 gold for that, so he's happy. And look at TA right now. TA is melded under her own shrine because she is so afraid.
Forge, what do you do? Like, if you're on the side of Witch Doctor GG, how do you pull this back?
Well, what Jug's doing right now is actually pretty decent. He's constantly farming in this bottom wave. He's got his Battle Fury now, so, you know, if they are able to stall out the game, he is going to be able to try and keep up the farm with this insanely fat Mirana. So he does have the IO usually sitting behind him as well. That's kind of their game plan, is let Jug get just massive. But, I mean, it's not like game one where you had this Alchemist and this Treant Protector constantly able to spam out waves and keep your towers healed. Like, you've got a Pugna and a TA, so you've got some decent out spam, but it's not really going to stop in a Mirana push or a Lina push. Like, these guys have insanely high range, and they're going to get all scouted out.
Oh, nice stun. Terrorize coming out as well to follow up. The arrow, Yam Sun, no! Oh, he couldn't do anything. He was feared. He will go down. They'll take down the Undying as well. And they're going to find another in Hachiko. Oh, no.
Yam son. I'm sorry, dude.
It hurts me. It hurts me to watch it. The poor bloke, he's just trying to have a game of Dota. Like, they're literally aiming him for it. Like, is this... This is the...
mental warfare, dude.
This is the peak.
This is... We are going to focus this... I actually remember reading an interview one time. I don't remember... This is back when Miracle was on OG. I don't remember what team it was, but they were talking about playing against OG is you send 4 heroes, or as much hate you can as you can Miracle's way, in the hopes that you tilt him, and then maybe you got a chance.
Oh,
Now,
oh no.
Yamsun not having as good a time as Miracle sometimes does, but it's that same idea, right? You focus down one guy and make him hate his life so much that he's basically just removed from the game.
Yeah, in a sense, it's kind of a compliment, I guess, to Yam Sun that they're focusing him that much. So take it how you will. Demo, top lane, they're going to jump in. Starfall does not actually connect on the Jug, and now he makes the TP out, but the DPS is enough. They attack pretty damn fast, and meanwhile mid lane, look at this, the 2 supports are going to go after a TA. Blame is there to help out, but the confidence coming out from Blue Pikachu right now, and again,
TP?
Yep, like what are you going to do? Absolutely nothing.
He's just going to clap his way out of there, Mike.
Oh my. 27 to 8, 10k net worth, 22 minutes in. Demo is their saving grace. Unfortunately, he is dead right now. He is trying to go for that Manta style, but things aren't going well. I mean, this is still a Juggernaut, and it still does have its limitations. It's... yeah.
I mean, if they can. Oh man.
Oh, they found Hachiko. These arrows. Ryan Reed putting on a show for us right now. He must have been an archer in his previous life. I'll tell you, Forge. This man, he knows what he's doing.
Oh no, top.
My favorite kill is the montage.
Burns.
Oh, Yam son.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Dire's bottom
I'm
tower
so sorry,
has
Yam-san. This doesn't. You didn't deserve this. You're
No.
better than this.
Bot lane will be pushing as well. How do you can you stop this? I mean, they've got the buybacks available. They'll stun up the Jug demo. He might just die here. The arrow connects, and he's gone. In
Buyback.
fact, Ryan, he wants to go for more of that Maelstrom. So much damage coming in from this Mirana. This tier 3 tower is just going to go down.
Dire's structures
They will fortify, but there's an Aegis on Ryan. He doesn't care about this.
under attack.
He's just going to wait it out calmly. We'll take that out.
Yeah,
Dire's bottom tower
Now,
you've got
stun
the
up.
blink on your TA, but you've got no Deso. There's no damage.
Yeah, and look at this. Blame drops the Tombstone, ends up dropping anyway. He's not level 15 yet. In fact, he's only level 9 on this Undying, so you don't even have the Tombstone on Death to help out. And that's it. First racks of the game. We'll go down 23 minutes in. Blue Pikachu don't even waste their time with the range. They'll go straight for the Shrine afterwards. This is just surgical coming out from this team. In fact, I say that, but look at this.
Versatile?
is under attack.
He runs into a sentry.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Bit of a bait. Ryan waiting, and look who he's going for. In fact, ooh. The arrow missing unexpectedly from Ryanry. Although,
You can't get everything. Oh
well,
man.
Ray can. Hachiko goes, or Decrepify was there in time. Ryanry trying to fight this out. Alien trying to make a run for it. So much damage, and they've already taken down Demo. Mind you, Ray ended up going down as well, but there goes Blame. And now, Yamsun trying to help out the team. The Decrepify is there, versatile, trying to hit those spirits. He won't get it, and the backdoor protection will protect the range racks at the very least. But still a very nice kill on the Lena. That would have given a lot of gold away to the side of Witch Doctor GG, but it doesn't really feel like enough.
Dire's bottom shrine is under
It's a
attack.
start. Right, it's a start. And if they can somehow, if they can get their BKB on their TA, they've got a small chance. Like they can still do this. The levels aren't that different between the cores right now. 17, 18 on the Mirana Lena, 15, 14 on the Jug TA. So it's not outside the realm of possibility, right? Like one good fight, if you can get a good Omni Slash off, the fact that the Lena gets killed there and gives her away her godlike streak, especially to Yamsun, who's been having such a tough game, is huge. Now he's got his Yules, he's got most of his Ether Lens complete. If you can get like a Force Staff or something, maybe an Aeon Disc. Aeon Disc would be huge for him right now. There are still ways back into the game for them. They just need to buy items that give them control, because they have the damage.
Let's hope we can see it. Moonlight Shadow coming out. They know exactly where Demo is, and it looks like they're just going to ignore him for the moment. They're going to go straight up to that top lane, it seems. Still, the ping's coming out onto Demo. They're not really taking any risks on the side of Blue Pikachu. Obviously, they realize the Omni Slash is up, and it is at the level 2 mark. They'll go for a top shrine instead.
No reason to play aggressive right now. I mean, you can play it safe, choke out the map. If you can keep Witch Doctor on their half of the map, then you just farm up the rest. Get Mirana to kill at the shrine. She's gonna just scale super well. Kaya now on the Willow to go along with her Yules. Oh man, it's gonna be such a tough game for Witch Doctor. I hope they can do it though. I'd love to see a game 3. This would be, I think this could go to the full 3 game, but this is not. It's not looking good.
No. Mind you, Yamsun, he gets the Aether Lens. He does have that Yules up, so he can cancel TPs now for the team. So you do have, I mean, you have a bit of a positive there, right? Like, at least they can pick off somebody if they're TPing.
Yeah, it's not just a freebie anymore.
So, Pikachu, they're going to take it a bit slower. Mind you, they have a 20k net worth lead 27 minutes in. Like, this is just pretty incredible from Blue Pikachu. This matchup that they're having right now, this is the best you're going to see of this team, I'm feeling.
Man, look at the... You got that Dota Plus prediction The win probability. You want to take a look at that?
How do you get that up, by the way? I've never been able to do that.
Default. So you know the hotkeys for net worth and XP
Yeah.
should be F2 and F3 or F5 and F7. It should be F8 for win probability.
Oh, you are right. That is,
Yeah.
I mean, well, we miss a kill. Demo actually ends up going down, but I guess it is kind of correct. 100% going to the way of the Radiant. And look at this, the TA in trouble. Although they got Ryan Reed very low, and he goes down. That's a big pickup, and now the Ogre falling as well. It's a 2-for-2 trade, and that is a big win for Witch Doctor GG.
Did have to force the buyback out of the jug, but I think it's 100% worth it when you're able to get kills on the Mirana like that, and you don't lose any buildings. So very well worth it for them. And that's the start of that's the potential start of a comeback. You know,
Yeah.
all it takes is 1 or 2 more plays like that, and never know.
No, I
Dota's not over.
Still, win probability remains around that mark. In fact, it just stays there.
97%.
Doesn't seem to care whatsoever. Mind you, though, from the human perspective, it does look like Witch Doctor GG obviously still has somewhat of a chance in this.
Yeah. Once the BKB comes up from TA, is going to be the other big timing. She's got her Blink Deso online now, so going to be helpful there. She also has her trap damage, so it's a lot easier for her to keep these waves outside of the base. That level 15 talent is really huge in order for de-pushing. It is tough for her to get out on the map to do it, but it's not impossible.
No, definitely not. Looks like they're going to wait out the Roshan on the side of Blue Pikachu. Chive's literally just standing in the Roche pit waiting. And he's got another 20 seconds of waiting. Meanwhile, the Mirana, she just got up that 10-second BKB. So Rhinery, he's going to have the BKB available for this next team fight. He's got to be careful not to get bursted down again, but with that BKB, it should help quite a bit. And I have a feeling they're just going to...
Oh, the arrow connects.
Oh my, T8, the Terrorize is there as well, but can she get out of this one? It looks like she can, that Refraction staying really on point, but no, in fact she can't. She melted throughout all that. They dropped the Tombstone, they decrepified as well. Demo moving forward, Omni Slash has been already used. There was a buyback on the TA as well. Mind you though, Roshan just popped up. So it's like, don't worry about the team fight, let's just go take a Roshan. They just bought back.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to grab the bounty runes, keep that map control, keep that bounty gold flowing in. Maybe look for a pick off with the blink. Oh no. Oh, the hex. The rest of the team's there. This might be dead Lina.
That's a big deal to be able to pick off this Lina Ray. Maybe overextending a bit here for those bounties, and the team probably going to be having a couple words with him, but he'll be back in 80 seconds. No buyback available on him. Meanwhile, though, this does allow a lot of space and time for that Roshan, just in case Witch Doctor GG was thinking about jumping in and trying to counter this Roshan play.
You can see the line being drawn on the map, but it's too late. They're running in, but that medallion on Ogre helping out a lot. Now he's going to have the full Solar Crest online as well.
Ryan throws out an arrow. They scout them out, but they want to back out of their Chives. He's been slowed down. Shadow Realm is there. Can he get out? Aaron trying to take the hit for him. Goes straight after the IO, though. Chives, he will use up. Aaron looks like he will end up dropping, and a nice crit comes out. Chives ends up dropping. They get the Ogre as well. That's actually another nice win for the side of Witch Doctor GG, and realizing the Lina can't buy back, they're going to push into that mid lane. This is actually interesting now, Forge, because the Roshan was just taken by Blue Pikachu, but throwing these kills away, this is a bit scary. Like, these towers going down, they're basically given the way for free, and now they're going to go for a tier 3 tower. They've got the Desolator available.
You're going to have to buy back on that Willow. There's no way she can hold on to it for that 20 seconds without losing that T3.
Going to fortify. Ryan Reed going to try and delay this as much as he can. He's got the Aegis, the BKB there as well. Demo is still healthy thanks to Hachiko. And they do somehow manage to hold on, even though... Oh, in fact, the Dark Willow did buy back through that. My apologies. I thought she held on.
Yeah. They're gonna sack the IO here, but not really worth leaving someone behind to maybe get him out. You just sack that. The nice thing here is that they were able to, because they were able to get on the other side of the map, you do see these 2 traps dropped here, which means that once that push comes in the other way from Blue Pikachu, it's going to be stalled up just a little bit.
Forge, I'm going to have to ask you to talk about the game for just a moment because I've got to reconnect because I've accidentally pressed the wrong button, which screws up my Dota, and I can't control the camera. So I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, leave me with a good view at the very least.
Well, are you following my camera, are you?
No, I don't know what the stream can see, so I'm going to just talk and hope that they have a nice view. We are going to see Blue Pikachu move into that top side of the map. They know the traps are there in mid, so they're going to go towards top. They still have that Aegis. They've actually got a double damage rune bottled onto the Mirana. BKB is back off cooldown. There's a lot of traps being laid out by Alien Mana Banana.
Oh my god, I did it again.
Don't do it again.
No, I did.
Fight. We need you, Mike.
I'm going to stick around for the moment, Forge.
There's a fight coming in.
I'm in the game. Let's see how this one turns out. But I've just pressed the wrong button again. They're going for the tier 3 tower, though. I'll see how much I can catch of this without looking like a complete moron, Forge.
I believe in you, Mike.
Thank you, Blue Pikachu. Holding on for the moment. That tier 3 is so low.
DD has been popped on Mirana, but half duration left on that. There is a gem on the Nyx Assassin as well.
They do get the stun off onto the Undying. The follow-up stunner as well. Can they burst him? It seems like they can't, but they want the tier 3 tower, and that'll be it for the moment. Versatile continues moving, and now they go for that melee Rax. Again, I apologize about the camera work. Apparently taking screenshots screws up Dota. For me anyway, the tombstone.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I've got the camera in the right position for it. It's just,
okay.
It looks a bit rough, that's all.
Okay. I'm sure it's fine.
Taking out the tombstone. Terrorize there as a defensive play.
Okay, there's a BKB now on TA, so they could look to jump in, but it's so damn tough with Tombstone already being dropped. It's not an easy engagement.
Well, they're going to stick around for the moment. And again, Rax going to be taken. They do get the stun off onto Yam-san, and they will take down Versatile. Now the Terrorize comes in. Reinri has to fight this one out. Hachiko is gone, and it looks like they'll get another in the form of the Undying. Tombstone's already being ripped apart as well. The Alien moving forward, trying to defend for his team. The Omni Slash comes in. They get rid of the Ogre. Now Reinri, he's the big target. He's got no leaps left. This is actually going to be a massive kill if they can pick it up, but where's the detection? Where is it?
They've got a gem.
Oh, Ryan! Oh!
They found him.
They get him.
Leap charges. He's got a leap of 3 seconds.
Can he make it out? He can. He jumps up one way. The TP, he won't make it. A very nice play coming out from WitchDoctor.gg. And now that mid tower looks very juicy. While all this is going on, Forge, I'm going to try and fix up the damn camera. Again, I apologize to the people watching. I'll be 5 seconds max. Won't be long.
All right,
this is your
go
point.
fix that. We do see WitchDoctor.gg moving into the other side of the map. Io and Jug already running down full speed at the Dire base or at the Radiant base. The Undying has been left back in the Dire base in order to deal with the creeps pushing in on that side. BKB, there's no buyback ready for the Ogre, but we might see Morana forced to pop hers. This T3 is melting to the Pugna. BKB forced now onto the Lina.
Yep, they're going to get going. I'm back in here, Forge. Actually, a lot of damage being taken onto this Lina. Versatile, got to get out of there himself.
Buyback.
Yep, they will come in. Ryan, he's...
Oh, nice Terrorize.
Yeah. Problem is they can't really follow up unless that arrow connects. Oh, Yam-san! Oh! Oh, my. The things come out.
Like, you can see, he's like, no, not again. Not again.
But nevertheless, no racks being taken for the side of WitchDoctor.gg. But let's bring up that win probability. And it has
It's
gone...
come back down?
Yeah. About 80%, I feel. 81%, in fact.
81 to 19%. That's a hell of a lot better than the 98 to 2 that was there earlier. We are going to see our first bit of control now picked up on the TA. She's got it queued up at least. Doesn't have it quite yet, but she's going to work towards that scythe. So that'll give them some really nice initiation. You can just blink, hex, immediately look to blow someone up because they do have a lot of damage. They can burst people down. The problem has been the control. Now with that scythe, oh.
Yeah, they've already committed BKB. Hex comes out as well. Who have they caught there? It is the Pugna Yamsun, and they will rip apart Blame. He will have the tombstone down though. Demo trying to chase up for a bit more. Versatile Auron, they're in trouble. Auron will end up dropping, so a 1-for-2 trade right now. The buyback coming out from the Undying and Versatile. He'll be the secondary, it seems, although a nice stun comes out. And he will delay it long enough so Chives can actually get out of the base as well. But still, Witch Doctor GG being able to defend this.
He canceled his TP.
Oh, he did?
He was TPing out, and I think he misclicked and canceled his TP by accident. That's gonna cost him a lot.
That's a massive mistake to make.
Yeah. And we do see now the effectiveness of this Undying with this Tombstone on Death. Like, he does not care about running in. Like, he drops one tomb and then just runs in. And, you know, yeah, Mirana's pretty good at dealing with it. She's got the leap attack speed, so she, you know, attacks really fast. But still, that's your Mirana spending 8 attacks to hit a Tombstone, not killing your Jug, not killing your TA, not hitting your Pugna. So, you know, Lena's been forced to kind of pick up the DPS department or be dealing with the Tombstone herself, and that split focus is causing a lot of issues in these leader team fights.
Yeah, I mean, even in these team fights as well, once those Tombstones are down, like Yamsun, he's delaying it a hell of a lot with that Decrepify. He decrepifies the Tombstone every single time, and it's just like this Mirana can't burst it down. It's just fantastic play coming out from Witch Doctor GG now. And it's almost like they're on the turnaround. Like, the win probability, yeah, it's still 89% in the way of Blue Pikachu, but... And yeah, they are basically, you know, 1.5 racks is down. The melee one still stands at the top, and the mid ones are still there, but... I don't know, it almost feels like they could pull this off. Like, the longer it goes, the more farm Alien and Demo are going to be able to get on those 2 cores.
Yeah, and you're almost down to a 5-second BKB with your Mirana, and that's where Pugna actually starts to shine again. Right? In the early game, you're usually pretty strong. Obviously, Yamsung this game has had a bit of a tough game. But then in the mid game, once those BKBs come out, you're a bit weaker. But now, with those BKBs running lower, he's actually pretty strong again.
Uh-oh. A fight breaking out in the enemy jungle.
They need to fight over this Roche. Refresher Shard is going to be so huge. That's potential for triple Tombstone, double Omni Slash, double Nether Ward. Like, there's a lot of potential here. For both teams.
They've caught out Demo, though. The arrow coming in. It does end up connecting as well. That's a 5-second stun on this Jug. The Tombstone drop, but it's all too late. He's gone. He has a buyback available, and he'll use it, but Blame is also gone. There's the double Tombstones there. Can they deal enough damage through those double Tombstones? The answer is absolutely not. Yamsun is in massive trouble with that Spirit Vessel and Cursed Crown. The Omni Slash does nothing. He just farms creeps with it. Auron trying to help out, and it looks like it will be a Blue Pikachu fight. They'll get a dieback on the Juggernaut, and Alien, he'll be the 3rd person to die. A buyback there from Yamsun. I don't know how you stop this push coming in now. I mean, sure, you need the Nyx Assassin to heal up a bit. In fact, hold that thought, because Hachiko gets caught out as well, and he's gone. So now 3 down, no buyback available. Alien, he doesn't get stunned up. A nice little dodge there. But Chives is there. The Hex is there. They may have to call GG here. They're going to be up against Mega Creeps, but they are going to fight this out. A reminder that this is like the final chance they have of making it to the group stage of this league. Big deal for this team, or both teams.
Yeah. Such good play coming out from Versatile in this game. The amount of times that he's stunned up this TA or killed the TA that one time with the Spike Carapace on that trap damage is just so huge. It's the reason that they were able to force out that buyback just now, is because he gets that trap damage coming in, pops the Spike Carapace, follows up with the stun, and they're just going to go right for tier 4s. They're not even going to wait.
Yeah, I mean, Demo's still got 45 seconds to go, and Hachiko's got 25, so it's just, yeah, it's like, this is the last chance they have of being able to stop this. All really on this TA. They will jump on, and they will get the TA as well. The Undying goes down. Surely this is GG well played. Yamsun, he's the only one left to defend. almost taking out Chives and Alrun. He might find the Ogre. They're going to drag this out to the bitter last minute. Ancient is exposed and under siege, though. He's been rooted in place. Hachiko is there to defend or help out with the heal, but Yamsun calls GG. He's had enough. Fantastic series, I've got to say, Forge. Like, first game, it didn't look like Blue Pikachu could pull it off, but they do in the end. And, I mean, second series, Witch Doctor GG, dragging it out as long as possible, but unfortunately for them, I mean, this Mirana, how many kills is she on right now? She's gotten 20 kills this game and 20 assists.
Yeah, I mean, she just went absolutely ham. She, up until 13 minutes, she had a kill every minute. That's insanity, man. Like, that shouldn't happen. Ryan Ree just absolutely dominating this game with the help of Alrun on that Ogre. That top lane going very poorly for Witch Doctor. But, I mean, they, like you said, held on so well. There were so many points in that game where I was like, okay, like, this is going to be it. But, you know, a buyback here, a good usage of a spell there, and they just they gave it a really good go. They ended up pushing out the other way and getting that T3 in the mid lane, but in the end, the lack of control, I think, is what ended up biting them.
Indeed.
No stunts.
Now, Forge, people were asking us about ROOONS versus Melawan Raja. Do you have time to stick around?
I do not. I have a team practice that I should be at right now for another league that I am in. I wish I could, but unfortunately, between that and having to work tomorrow morning, I'm going to have to call it a night.
No, absolutely fair enough. In that case, thank you very much, Forge. If you do enjoy Forge's analysis, which you should, give Forge a follow on Twitter, Forge Dota. Of course, I'm MLP Dota on Twitter as well. Forge, any final words to the viewers before we head out? Or I'm going to stick around to cast the other game because I promised them, but you got any last words?
I just want to say thanks for having me, Mike. It's really good that you decided to come over to NA. You know, I made the trip over to sea casting last week, so it's nice that you came to NA and we got to spend some time together.
That's always a pleasure. Hopefully we'll get to spend a bit more time. But on that note, guys, I'm going to try and switch into the other game ASAP. So please stick around with us. Hopefully it won't be too long at all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here in ROOONS, or ROOONS. In fact, hold that thought for just a moment, because we've got a team fight going on right now. BSJ on that Spectre. Team Ed trying to back off on this Ursa, and it looks like the side of ROOONS trying to be aggressive. Annihilate actually going to lose his life on the Kunkka.
Bottom barracks are under attack.
We have gotten into this game 35 minutes in, so you have to excuse me. In fact, BSJ gets stunned up. A very nice stun from Bad Dragon Farin, and well, they're going to go for this Spectre. A massive kill for the side of the die. Can they find it? BSJ going to go for triceps. Almost gets him, but not quite there. The cold embrace does save the day for the moment. Fisher and the life drain as well. BSJ goes down. Teammate will pick that one up for himself. And he actually has no buyback on that Spectre. In fact, hold that thought for just a moment again, because we do have Lettersun coming in, taking a nice kill onto that Winter Wyvern. I'm going to have to change the stream title and such, so you'll have to give me a second to do that, guys. But other than that, we'll get into this game very, very soon. In fact, I want to change the stream title, but Gunja currently pushing in the racks. They are going to try and have a go. That Rolling Thunder not really connecting too well. In fact, now he does. The Ice Path there as well from Boris. Can they finish this off? No, they cannot. The racks will remain. However, Gunja will end up going down. And that'll be the right time for me to change this stream title up now. 1 second. Hopefully you're all enjoying the games for today. All right. This should do it. Bot lane. Lettersun, Rolling Thunder comes out. He's found an Earthshaker for himself. Boris with the Ice Path will not connect. Now Letter's trying to find a bit more, but the Fisher comes out to stop everything from happening. Now, considering we're a bit late into this game, we'll have a look to see what's happened on the map. It does look like one range racks at the top lane has gone down. Mind you, though, Team ROOONS, they take down a tier 3 bot tower. But that's really it. It does appear that Melo and Raja are somewhat ahead in this game. Which is honestly surprising, because this is BSJ's stack, who recently qualified for the Dream League Minor. Pretty big deal for them.
Invisibility.
This is also game 1, guys, so there will be game 2 and possibly game 3 after this, which we'll be able to catch straight away. Once this game's over anyway. Boris, nice use on the Pugner. Ice Path is there. Can they burst him down? The answer is absolutely, and they'll go straight for the racks. Though the buyback comes out, and he'll just walk back out of there. Although Fisher comes in. Med, does he want to go for this? No, the Rolling Thunder is there by Lettersun. Can he find a secondary stun? It looks like he can. There will be the enrage, but I don't think this is enough. In fact, maybe it is Med. He's barely going to get away. In fact, yeah, the Winter's Curse will save the day for the moment. Team Med barely gets out of here alive. In fact, BSJ is going to continue this chase, but they were afraid of that Winter's Curse coming in last minute, which it did. And so they have to let the Ursa go. They lose nobody on their end either. They're going to go back for this bot racks. Excuse me.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
It's like Team ROOONS, they'll go straight for that bot shrine now. Obviously, the push into the base is going to be relatively hard. In fact, they do get a nice scan out on that smoke.
Radiant are
Wolf.
scanning.
Trying to find a target. He's got a Scythe Device and Diffusal Blade, and in fact, they're going to find Freedom, or Jubei, I should say. And Jubei, probably not going to mind dying here. He is the support of the team. Like, definitely wants to avoid it if he can, but he'll take it for the team if he has to. Everyone else should be able to just get out of there safely.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Tier 1 bot tower does end up going down. Mind you, all the towers were left standing in the off lanes. Gone
the Klink spot lane, although he will be KB up. And the Scythe device comes out. Now the boat to help Boris out on that Jakiro, and in fact, they're going to haunt in. They want Wolf. They've got the dust on him as well. He's in massive trouble. He should just end up dropping in Boris. He has a Ghost Scepter. He'll be perfectly fine throughout all that. And a very big pickup from the side of Team ROOONS. Wolf, no buyback available on him. He'll be down for another 85 seconds. And in fact, he's just short on the gold as well. It's only 370 gold he needs to buy back on this Klinks. But with this, the side of Team ROOONS, they want to try and pressure that bot Rax again. Whether they get it off or not is a different story.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks
BSJ going to start the push. He will get the range racks out of this. Pretty much just solo right-clicking.
has fallen.
Now, looks like Bad Dragon trying to get in there to help out. Blade Mail committed by BSJ. Boat comes in as well, just to ensure he gets out. The Gunja may be in trouble. Now Rolling Thunder comes in. He wants to keep the other heroes in the back lines. They'll take down Gunja on their Pugna, who actually has no buyback available. Now they'll get the Winter Wyvern as well, it seems. Triceps, no buyback available on him either. And nice echo comes in from the Earthshaker. Dragon really doing some work with that, but he's going to lose his own life, and he also has no buyback. Team Ed, the only one left standing on the rest of his team. There will be Eclipse coming up in just a moment. He does have a buyback available, but I don't see them defending this bot lane. They will commit the one buyback they have available.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
And it looks like that may be enough for ROOONS to back out of here safely. The BSJ, he will push in this mid creep wave. And in fact, no, they might just keep going. I mean, there are still 3 dead with no buybacks available, so it's like a 4v2, why the hell not?
Radiant structures are fortified.
BSJ, going to be hard to contest on the Spectre. Now they found teammate again. If he dies back right now, it should be GG well played. This Ursa, the boat coming in, holding him in place. He can't enrage, and he's down. 120 seconds without your carry Ursa. You've only got Wolf on the Klinks, who really isn't that overly farmed. That mid-Rax, well, at the very least, the melee will end up dropping. Triceps, he'll TP in after respawning. BSJ doesn't look concerned whatsoever. Meanwhile, Wolf, he'll go for the backlines in the Kunkka, but I Annihilate, he's pretty tanky. He'll just walk out of there safely. Meanwhile, Wolf have to be careful not to lose his own life. Looks like the rest of ROOONS will just go and reset. And they'll aim for that tier 1 and 2 top tower. They've already got that melee racks in the mid. They've got both the melee and range at the bot lane.
Radiant's top
In fact, have they found somebody? Wolf? Going after Lettuce, who's in that Rolling Thunder form. And he might actually find this Klinks. He will! Lettuce really doing some work. He's going to go after the Earthshaker now as well. So much damage being dealt by this Pangolier. The Aeon Disc will end up kicking in. Now the swap back onto Bad Dragon. They do get the curse off though. Slow things down. In fact, the Venge may end up dropping right now. Can they get him down? Yes, they can. The Echo from Bad will get the job done, but here comes the Horn. BSJ, he wants to find some return kills right now. He could go after Bad Dragon, Farhan, and, well, the dagger does not end up connecting. BSJ going to turn around after Gunja. He will actually end up getting Triceps, it seems, just with the passive. And now he moves towards that fountain. He's feeling pretty confident with himself. They are going to start life draining him up, though. Does have to be somewhat wary of that the boat comes in, and they call GG well played. They've had enough. And, I mean, you can't blame them. With that boat buff, like, with the 50% reduction in damage, along with the spec already having or being so tanky, it's pretty scary. Anyway, we'll go into our next lobby in just a moment, because I believe it is up, guys. Please stick around with us. I'll get into the second game ASAP. Won't be long.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this best of 3 series between Malawan Raja and ROOONS. It is, of course, MLP Dota, joined by absolutely nobody, unfortunately. I've got no analysts with me, which means you only get to hear my lovely voice, or terrible, depending on which you prefer.
10
ROOONS,
seconds
they start off with the Bane. If you weren't watching Game 1, they did
5
take it 1-0.
seconds.
However, I've got to say it was a bit closer than expected. Malawan Raja putting up a good fight, almost actually turning it their way. Unfortunately, I only got there around the 35-minute mark, so I didn't get to see too much of what happened in the early game. But basically, to put it shortly, there was a Spectre on Team ROOONS. BSJ was playing the Spectre, and he had a good game, right? He ended up with a lot of farm. He had the Radiance, the Heart, the Blade Mail, all that you could imagine. They couldn't really kill him off any longer. And he was playing up against the carrier Ursa and Klinks, which really couldn't deal with the spec any longer at that 40-minute mark-ish. And so, we're into Game 2. Malawan Raja, they open up with an Enchantress Vengeful Spirit, so a fairly strong and standard opening for them. Team ROOONS go with something fairly standard themselves with that support Bane. So, of course, both teams just prioritizing that laning phase right now. And they'll pick up one of BSJ's specials, the Phantom Lancer. Pretty signature hero for him, I'm sure. And this should be a very fun match to watch. Of course, we'll have to wait a few more bans out before we get to see what comes next for both these teams. But I am trying to see if I can find out a bit more as to what happened last game, because like I said, unfortunately we did miss out on a bit of that, or a lot of that. 35 minutes to be
5
exact.
seconds remaining.
I'm just having a gander now. I should mention as well, ROOONS, they are the number 1 seeded team in NADCL. So they are rated pretty much the top of the bracket or the seed for this qualifier. Where Malawan Raja, they are number 17. So the fact that they were able to put up a good fight up against Team ROOONS is actually quite impressive. Now, mind you, the seeding isn't necessarily the be-all, end-all, you know, of the team. Obviously, Malawan Raja, I'm sure they've got a lot of talent in them already. But still, for a number 17 seeded team to almost take a game against Team ROOONS, the number 1 seeded team, pretty impressive in my opinion.
Radiant team
You
ban.
could make the argument that perhaps ROOONS were just, you know, playing around again like they were kind of yesterday, but I have a feeling they weren't this time around. So it's pretty impressive. We will see if they can take Game 2 off of Team ROOONS. And of course, for all that, have been living under a rock and aren't aware, Team ROOONS recently qualifying for that Dream League minor.
10 seconds.
Congratulations to them on that. But it just goes to show you, this team of Mellow and Raja, what they're up against. This is essentially going to be a tier 1 team any time now for Team ROOONS, if they're not already. So we'll suss out how this game 2 goes. Final ban out now for Mellow and Raja. We did see the Storm Spirit Drow being banned out for Team ROOONS, so they don't want to... You obviously don't want that Drow, like they already started off with 2 range heroes. And the NA region is one of those regions where they do seem to favour that Drow pick quite a lot. And so I do think it's quite a relevant ban to get rid of as soon as possible. But we'll have one more final ban out. They are using a lot of reserve time for this, however. Of course, while we're already in the game, in the drafting phase, John comes to me, my analyst, and says, hey, I'm here now, but unfortunately we're already in the game, so we can't exactly drag him in because he'll be 5 minutes behind. And so I still remain solo. Last ban out, the Clinks for Mellow and Raja. I mean, they were the ones to pick that hero up last game, but it didn't work well against them. Of course, the Clinks is one of those direct counters towards the Enchantress, because he does not care about the passive that Enchantress has, the Untouchable. And so you always want to get rid of that Clinks ASAP if you are going to run an Enchantress. The Mirana will be the 3rd pickup as well for Mellow and Raja. And if you caught the last series we just saw, you'd know that if a Mirana gets a pretty good start, it tends to take over a bit. Now, mind you, that good start was a 12-0, 12 minutes in last series, or last game. But we'll see. I have faith of this Radiant side that they could pull something special off. Team ROOONS now diving into their reserve time for their 3rd pick. See what the game plan is for them here. To all the viewers watching, I hope you're enjoying, of course. Usually I would interact with chat quite a lot. Unfortunately, though, of course, we do have to have a 5-minute delay because these are professional games. And so, because we are in lobby as well, we're not watching off Dota TV. Unfortunately, my response will be 5 minutes delayed to you guys, which means I can't really interact that well with chat. But still, let it be known that, I do keep my eye on the chat. I do appreciate you guys sticking around with us. Zeus will be the 3rd pickup now for ROOONS. Again, another good counter towards that Enchantress because they can't pick up the Clinks. Works decently well against the Mirana and Venge as well, so nothing wrong with this Zeus pickup here. Just a strong mid laner overall. And you can run it in other lanes if you really want, but of course it has always been that hero that just stays in the mid lane and just tends to take over with that Chait Lightning spam. Mellow and Raja. 4th pickup now. Unfortunately for them, however, they don't have much reserve time left.
Dire team pick.
They work 12 seconds. They go for the Phoenix pick. Now, this is quite clever in my opinion. They don't have anyone that can really burst down that egg. I mean, you could argue the Phantom Lancer could do that job, but he generally doesn't want to be sitting there attacking an egg the whole time. And Phoenix is one of those nice kind of heroes that can, melt down those illusions, deal quite a bit of damage to the PL, and really ruin team fights for the opposing team. And so ROOONS, they will have to think about this, because I feel like if you leave a Phoenix alone to just do whatever he wants in a team fight, things tend to not work out your way. And so I've got to say, a nice little pick from them on Melawan Raja's side. It's kind of like, do you want to aim the egg? Do you want to aim the enchantress? You've got to choose one of them. And so we'll see how ROOONS responds to this. Of course, they do dive into that reserve time again. They've got to think about it for just a bit, I'm sure.
Team ban.
Uh-oh. Screw the Phoenix. When you have a Broodmother and you don't have any wave clear for him, or her, I should say, it's not going to be pretty. Now, mind you, this is a 4th pick Broodmother, which still does give a bit of leeway for Melawan Raja to make something happen with that last pick, but I feel like this is going to be pretty problematic.
10 seconds remaining.
And the only question really here is what lane are we going to see this Brood in?
Remaining.
They'll probably put the Brood in mid and shaft the Zeus, maybe putting him in the off lane, perhaps even running him as a position for Zeus. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Coming out from Team ROOONS, it's almost expected that something like this would be coming out eventually. And I love the Brood personally. I mean, I love a Phoenix as well myself, but that Brood, it's going to cause such a headache. You've got nothing to deal with it. They're going to have to think about this last pick quite hard on the Radiant end, I feel.
Remaining.
Problem is they only have 4 seconds of reserve time as well. So this is some nice little mind games coming out from Team ROOONS.
Team pick.
The Alchemist will
Team
be the final ban. Fair enough. And they'll go for the Dragon Knight. So now I'm really confused as to what the laning stage is going to be like. But it is going to be a position for Zeus, I believe. The thing is, you usually put the DK mid. I mean, you could just put him in the off lane. Just leave him there. He's just hard to deal with overall.
10 seconds remaining.
But the thing that this does for the draft of Team ROOONS is it's kind of like, okay, is it going to be a mid Brood or is it going to be a mid DK? Because we got to choose heroes based on, you know, which one it's going to be. And the problem is you've got 3 potential mid heroes and you don't know which one it's going to be here. In fact, they'll go for the Monkey King now. Overall, the Boundless Strike is good against the little Spiderlings. Obviously, he's good against the Broodmother as well. She can't just run up and start right-clicking and expect to be able to, you know, just take him down easily. But still, I don't necessarily think it's going to be a Monkey King versus Broodmother matchup. I Annihilate will go on the DK, so it will be a mid DK. Monkeys Forever, he'll be in that off-lane Brood. We'll see how they lane this out. Whether they're going to put the Monkey King in the safe or the mid to try and deal with this. But the problem is, like, you're going to focus so much attention on trying to shut down Monkeys Forever on that Broodmother that you're probably going to end up leaving BSJ to just free farm in the safe lane. Because that's the thing with the Broodmother, right? You leave her alone, her farm escalates, she takes your tier 1, she takes your tier 2 tower, she takes over your whole jungle, so then she takes all the farm off you there. You send all your heroes over to just try and take her down, and if you're lucky, you do get her. But then in all that time, BSJ is just free farming bot lane, Annihilate's pushing the mid lane in with the DK, and I've got to say, it just feels like Team ROOONS, they've currently really seemingly outdrafted Melawan Raja. But nonetheless, I do hope we're in for an entertaining game at the very least. And we'll get into it. Again, ROOONS are 1-0 right now, so they just need to win this game to get to the group stage of the NADCL.
Prepare for battle.
We'll see how this goes.
So beautiful.
Monkeys Forever already with the old chat.
You have learned nothing.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
If you can.
In strength is victory.
Oh, he.
So Noel trying to tell the Broodmother to catch him if he can, but Monkeys Forever actually will be in that mid lane.
A gift from the night.
Usually we do see Monkeys going to that offlane, or I should say, like the past couple of days I've seen him, he's been going to that offlane, but now they'll rotate him to mid on that Brood. I Annihilate will actually go to the top lane, so a few mind games going on here.
30 seconds to battle.
They will be aware now, of course. They've placed a quick obs ward, so those webs, of course, will be in vision. Monkey King currently a spider himself. So it's going to be a spider versus spider matchup for the moment.
The battle begins.
Bot lane. No. He's falling slightly low. He'll get out of there safely. Does manage to steal one of those bounty runes, so it's a 2 for 2. Although he may end up losing his life here. He has got leap charges. They'll throw a lance out, and they want to keep this chase up, but he had one more leap left anyway. At the very least, they force out a quick salve, and Jabay almost gets the brain sap off to cancel it. That would have been a very nice play. Jabay, though, he will just keep going and continue the aggression. Meanwhile, mid lane, we do see TM. He'll be up against Monkeys Forever on that Broodmother, so the Monkey King versus Brood matchup. We discussed it a bit in draft. I guess it is going to be okay because early game he can go for the Jingu Mastery stacks. And the Brood can't really do much about it. But Monkeys Forever, a seasoned pro player, probably going to be very used to this anyway. Well, top lane. Boris. Going after Bad Dragon. Bad Dragon harassing Boris at the moment.
Yes.
It's like Gunja trying to harass Annihilate, but it is a Dragon Knight. So there's not much you can do about this. He's a pretty town tanky hero. And so all lanes will be relatively passive for the moment. In fact, as I say that, BSJ getting in a bit of trouble. We'll be able to back off to safety. Monkey's getting some nice spider stacks up. And he's going to start the harassment on this Monkey King. This is the part where it gets really hard to deal with the Broodmother. There's not much you can do about this. Meanwhile, top lane, Gunja getting very low. And as I say that, they end up getting the Phoenix, thanks to Boris on that Zeus. Wants to get those spiderlings and he will commit the Boundless Strike, but the problem is he doesn't get really that many of them. They are just going to heal up throughout all this time that the Boundless Strike is on cooldown. Annihilate. Boris going to be there as well. That Chain Knightly, making sure he gets those range creeps. Jabay. Arrow will end up connecting. They should be able to find this kill onto Jabay. He will brain sap and he's going to try and make a walk out of here. He will actually make it. Nice quick brain sap coming out, and BSJ was there to, of course, back his mate up. Monkeys. Again, losing a couple spiderlings, but doesn't really care too much. Meanwhile, you look at Team Ed, he is actually doing a pretty good job in keeping up with those last hits. He's quite far ahead, in fact, but you've got to keep in mind that a lot of those are going to be those spiderlings, which don't really give much gold away. And so this last hit board may be slightly misleading in terms of the Monkey King's farm.
Denied.
Boris again harassing the hell out of Bad Dragon. He might actually end up tying here if he's not too careful. That right click damage was buffed as of late, and the lightning bolt not quite there yet. He holds on to it. Now the chain lightning, the Icarus dive forced out. I annihilate. Was trying to come in, perhaps get a breathe fire off, but he'll just pick up the bounty runes. He'll be happy with that. And side of Team Runes, they'll get 4 bounty runes, which is to be expected. It is part of their name. I annihilate. In a spot of bother. Those fire spirits do start to hurt quite a lot at that level 2 mark. Meanwhile, mid lane looks like they've got Team Ed here, and he does end up falling. Boris with a nice rotation.
Radiant's middle
They
tower
got here.
is under attack.
Bot lane, Triceps falling so damn low. Jabay, he does not have the brain sap available. There will be a salve coming out from Triceps. Jabay, though, may actually be in trouble now. He brain saps, but he's in big trouble when he goes down to the star for BSJ. Not able to help him out in that situation. Now, BSJ actually gets arrowed up. This could be a massive kill for the side of the Radiant, although the magic missile was a bit early. Doppelganger does save the day. BSJ actually just standing in the trees, and they assume that it's the other one, and now he'll turn it around because Jabay is there. A very nice Jabay, if I do say so myself, but in fact he does end up going down regardless. And Jabay trying to find the return kill onto Triceps, but he won't even find that. Monkeys will go straight into the jungle, but still, I've got to give it to the side of the Radiant. They're really making it hard in this bot lane
Under attack.
to find those kills onto BSJ and Jabay. Some nice pickups. We'll bring up the net worth graph. And of course, as expected, our Brood is going to be at the top, followed by I Annihilate, and then you do have Team Ed there following up quite closely with the DK, although he may be in trouble with Jabay there as well. He's pretty much surrounded, and the Brain Sap, I mean, it's not available, but nevertheless, they will end up finding the kill quite easily. Monkeys Forever picks that one up for himself.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So we sit at a 2-3 now, 7 minutes in. Dragon form has been committed. They want to have a go here into Gunja, but this could be dangerous with the Phoenix. Bad Dragon Ferran should end up dropping, but no, Icarus Dive is there in time to breathe fire. Not going to be in range, and he won't even bother with it. They do force out the rotation from the Monkey King. Team Ed, I don't know about this one.
Heal us.
Boris. They keep going, not realizing Team Ed's around. Now I Annihilate may be in trouble, but he will get Bad Dragon. There will be the Boundless Strike then. Jabay with the sleep to help out. Gunja might end up losing his life, and he does. And so they bait the side of the Radiant in to try and go for a team fight, and they get 2 kills out of it. Jabay trying to fight over getting some wards.
Has fallen.
Meanwhile, mid lane, of course, Monkeys Forever ends up getting that because it was left alone. Boris might end up burning out to this. It's a lot of DPS, and in fact, no, 10 HP he survives on. Unfortunately for Bad Dragon, he was level 3 at that moment, and he did not have the level 2 Icarus Dive available. If he did, it would have done the job, but very close encounter nonetheless. Meanwhile, bot lane, BSJ in a bit of trouble, but again, they attack the wrong BSJ, and he'll just be able to get out of there safely. Well, mid lane, Monkeys Forever still dominating the lane, of course. Look at all those spiderlings he has. That's a hell of a lot of damage. Team Ed wants to see if he can Boundless Strike them, but even then, it wouldn't kill off most of them. Honestly, he has to be careful not to die as well. Team Ed, he's in trouble right now. He does have help of the Phoenix, but here come the Spirelings, and Team Ed copying way too much damage. Monkey's still sticking around. He might actually find the return kill here. Monkey's Forever will be forced to back out. He is burning down though, and those Spirelings, he wants to go in for that spawn Spiraling shot. Can he find it, Team Ed? He's so low, and he will do it. Monkey's Forever really taking this to the lowest of the HPs. Bad Dragon will actually also end up going down. Monkey's Forever.
Which you're made out to be.
Fantastic job from him on this Broodmother, and it's one of the strengths of the hero. With those webs, she can go up and down cliffs. She heals up very, very quickly, and that movement speed makes it very hard to catch her. And with this, she'll just go back to the ancient stack. She'll get back to farming. The runes are up, and you can see straight away the side of Team Runes make the run for it. And they should be able to find another 4 bounty runes at this rate if BSJ goes down a bit more south, but he leaves that bounty rune be. Probably not realizing it's still available.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I Annihilate, getting that bot tier 1 tower as well, and they're going for him even more now. Jabay. Is forever. Sticking around that mid lane. Team Ed trying to do his best to slow this down. He doesn't want to give up that tier 2 mid tower. It is quite a valuable tower to lose. And he won't allow it. Although Jabay is looking for a sleep attempt. Meanwhile, bot lane, I Annihilate. Trying to find a stun off up into null. He'll get it, but now Bad Dragon form is there to help out though. Jabay comes in as well, and this Phoenix so close to falling. Team Ed comes in, but he's put to sleep immediately. And well, there'll be a couple more rotations. It looks like they want to go for Boris here. They will stun up I Annihilate. Meanwhile, Boris is falling very, very low. The swap out onto I Annihilate. Boris does end up dropping. Now the stun comes out from I Annihilate again onto this Monkey King, but he should be dead here. He's going to be completely surrounded. Jabay looks like he's just given up on his brethren. And he'll have to let him go.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell.
Jabay will just try and survive himself. Meanwhile, BSJ, realizing how many heroes are at bot lane, will start pushing towards this Enchantress. But it's pretty much like an impossible kill to get right now, although he's going to try again. He won't be able to find it. And meanwhile, there's still a bounty rune sitting there 12 minutes in. So it's been there for 2 minutes now. Dire Courier actually goes down. Not exactly sure where that happened. BSJ. Cops a Boundless Strike, will be alright. I Annihilate. Boris moving forward. They want to try and get this Enchantress Ganja.
Mega kill.
Meanwhile, Monkey's forever in the mid lane. Gets the Phoenix again. Team Ed, he commits the ultimate. Wukong's command is out, although it doesn't look like the side of the Dire want to back out. They have 4 heroes there committed to getting these kills. They go after Team Ed. There's the stun of the Monkey King. Can they get any follow-up? The Lightning Bolt is there. I Annihilate. Well, they'll commit the Thunder God's Wrath. Meanwhile, Ganja going to turn around trying to fight. I Annihilate. He's falling pretty low. He dodges the arrow, though. Ganja, the swap is back into that tier 1. He'll stun up the Mirana, though. Can they at least burst her down? The answer is absolutely not. They can't. And so a nice rotation to be able to get I Annihilate on that DK. But like I said, while you're doing that, Monkeys Forever can just do this. You've TP'd all your heroes up top lane. He's going to take your tier 2 mid tower. Now, they may be here in time, but I think this tier 2 is still going to be pretty gone. In fact, Monkeys Forever doesn't even move the Spiderlings, although he is going to let them burn out. And in fact, the Monkey King managed to Boundless Strike them just in time. Now, Monkeys Forever on the run, trying to get out. And with those nets, it's not exactly very hard to do so. Still, though, some significant damage done to that tier 2 tower. Team Ed. Oh, nice tree cut there. He should just be dead. Monkeys Forever. He goes on the uphill so he can actually spot out where this Monkey King was. In fact, was that a lightning bolt that spotted him out? I think it would have been, actually. You managed to cut the tree down. And again, they're focusing all this attention on the Broodmother. Meanwhile, where the hell's BSJ? He's farming right now. BSJ's had a fairly tough time in this game in terms of farm, but once you get the defusal up, you do hit a bit of a power curve on this Phantom Lancer.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Can be quite a bit of a problem. Tier 2 now, mid lane will end up dropping. And with that, it's going to open up the whole map for them. These jungles are just going to be taken by this Brood, and there's just not really much they can do about it. But we'll see what the Radiant decides to try and get done. Ganja forced back, although there is a blink on Annihilate. He gets in there with the stun. There is backup though coming in, and they'll be able to save Ganja for the moment. In fact, they commit the Phoenix Egg for this. Annihilate swap back into it as well. Very nice play. He's in massive trouble, and he will or should end up going down. He'll turn around for a stun. He will eventually go down. Now Boris with the Thunder God's Wrath finds with a return kill onto the Enchantress. A 2-for-2 trade. Monkeys Forever ends up getting the Mirana at the mid lane with that Diffusal Blade he has. And, well, he doesn't go for the mid tier 3 tower quite yet. It is a bit early on, but still, that's really showing some good signs for the side of the Radiant. To be able to take a 2-for-2 like that, not really lose anything out of it, it drags the game out just long enough, it feels, for them to get a bit more farm up on their heroes. And I feel like that's almost the key to trying to beat this Broodmother, is just drag out the game. Ultimately, though, you still have, again, a Phantom Lancer to deal with, who's the king of late game, but we'll get to that part when we get to it.
Dire's tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Allies disappear.
Bay. Gonna catch up this Phoenix with the sleep. Team Ed gonna make the chase down. They should be able to find this Bane. The Brain Sap dragging it out a bit. Meanwhile, BSJ finding some kills on the back lines, but he will end up losing his life again. A 1-for-2 trade for the side of the Radiant. Again, working out in their favor. But meanwhile, as I say that, Monkeys Forever, he's taking a tier 3 tower in the mid lane. And I mean, I said 2 minutes ago it was a bit too early, but Monkeys Forever, well, apparently it's not. He's going to get it as well for free. They can't TP back to defend this. A very nice play from the side of Team ROOONS. And Annihilate, meanwhile, gets triceps at the bot lane. This Rain Drax under siege by those Spiderlings. Team Ed is there now, but the damage is already done. A tier 3 tower 17 minutes into the game. In fact, Team Ed is going to be under attack with that Diffusal Blade. Monkeys does not look like he's backing off, and in fact, there's no mana for the Wukong's command now. Team Ed goes down under the tier 4 towers. And the rest of the team are there to back him up. They're going for a sub 20-minute racks. Unfortunately for them, the Auto Dragon form does wear out just beforehand, but they'll still continue going. Ganja goes down top lane to BSJ as well to make matters worse.
Radiant's middle barracks are
And
under
we'll see how well this Phoenix can defend against this Broodmother.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Unfortunately, it looks like you really can't. And they call GG.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
18 minutes in, Triceps has had enough. They use the Phoenix Head, but it's already over. I mean, Team ROOONS, I jump into game 2 thinking, here we go, a good game coming up, and they just demolish the other side. I guess the side of the Radiant just understood they were way too far behind. They got outdrafted pretty hard as well. And, well, I wanted an entertaining game, and I guess I got one in a sense, but at the same time, unfortunately, it was a bit early. I will, however, extend my congratulations to Team ROOONS for making it to the group stage. Shout out to the side of the Radiant for putting up a somewhat decent fight. I mean, the first game was definitely close. The second game, not so much. But Malawan, Raja, congratulations to them. Obviously, there's a lot of potential in the team, and I hope they do come back to the next season of NADCL. And for the moment, guys, that'll be it for me for tonight. Or for me, it's for this afternoon. It's only 1 p.m. in the Arvo for me, but for you guys, I'm sure it's getting late. So I hope you guys have a good sleep ahead. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider following me at MLP Dota on Twitter. Otherwise, I'll hopefully be back for you guys very, very soon. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good night.